maybe expectations for what will happen in the next 2 sessions, since we're
Oh, that's good because we're live.
for fuck's sake, Max. I knew you were gonna do that too. Fucking goddamn it.
Go for it, Robbie.
Well, I was thinking that today on our campaign discussions, as we haven't had one on Wednesday in a while, we could talk about our expectations, what we're looking forward to in the next few sessions, as some of them have been left on a cliffhanger, some of them been kind of left with tensions high amongst the party members, so
High tensions. Careful.
yeah,
Blood pressure. Not good.
not good.
Hypertension. Not good. Not good. So yeah, if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. It's a discussion, isn't it? So, Feyre, what the fuck is happening there? We killed a devil demon thing. What is it? A devil?
No, it's a fiend fae mix.
Fiend Fae. Okay. Okay. Do you have a difference between devils and demons in your world?
Well, fiends is technically anything from the hells, right? It's a category of species, but demons are the from the abyss, slightly more quirky, slightly more existential things.
Okay.
Well, devils are like the nine hells thing.
Okay.
I haven't really gone fully into all of the devils because there's so many of them, dog. Like, I ain't doing all the lore for that, but I am not too fond of the original D&D lore for them in general, so.
Where they're split between two factions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really read into it. I never really read into like the infernal, like what is it, 1,000-year war or whatever it's called. I've never looked into it at all. I've got no idea. I don't know anything about the abyss. I don't know anything about the nine hells. It's not very good of me. I should know this. We should know
I
this.
would rather imagine it as like multiple families, like maybe each one for the circle of hell sort of thing.
Okay.
Maybe there is a few where there are multiple families and they're fighting over that certain ring of hell, but I don't know. Just ideas. But yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of the nine hells and what it represents. Like the whole like idea that it's tied to sin, but there's also a slightly different take on it. It's quite fun. But yeah, I never really understood the whole split in D&D lore. I've never read into it. Looking on from the outside in, looking at like monster stats and looking at creatures that come from either, I'm like, I don't really get it. I never really got it. But
yeah. It's weird that also clerics are mostly like, and paladins kind of made to be against undead rather than something
infernal.
Like infernal that is usually, I mean, at least by our standards, considered unholy, etc.
Yeah. It makes it quite interesting to think that there is the potential of making a class out there that is like maybe more centered around the other planes. Because all of the classes that we have at the moment in D&D, for the most part, 5e, because we don't really know much about 4e or 3e, well, I don't at least. All of them are very esoteric. They're all fairly like, this is the prime material plane. You get your powers from the gods. You get your powers from the abyss. And
I guess only warlocks.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the fiend, the fae, etc., etc. They're the ones who have.
But it would be nice to have like classes that originate from those places. So have like a power scaling that is unique to that location, and then give them a class centered around it. So, for example, if you're from the Shadowfell, perhaps there is a class that is more common there. Whereas if you're from the material plane, you're more likely to have clerics, instead, like something like that. That could be fun.
True.
That would be interesting. Now my brain's ticking. Now I'm like, I just want to write. I just want to put something together. See,
I love talking about it, but writing, like, I always get stuck with staring at the page. And I have the idea in my head, but then I'm like putting it to paper and like
Yeah.
I sound like an edgy 14-year-old. I can't do this.
Forged in the battle. Yeah, it is. It's tricky sometimes when you have an idea in your head that sounds better in concept rather than on paper, because as soon as you do start writing it, you start thinking, hold on, they do that already. Hold on, this is already touched upon. I'm kind of just taking from this and that and putting it together as one new thing. And to be fair, I think that's all right for the most part. I think that's okay, because if you look at like the Blood Hunter, for example, that's kind of like warlocky-esque mixed in with a fighter-ish, but with
I
like
thought they
some...
were inspired by The Witcher, no?
Oh yeah, yeah, it is. But if you look at the subclass and the features that it
Yeah,
has,
it's very.
you look at like the Blood Maledicts, like it's a type of spell casting that's unique to them. So you could kind of look at that through the eyes of like a monk, where they have their own special abilities and their own usages of it. Then you can look at how they influence blood and etc. You'd see that as being clericy inspired, etc. So it's yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And I quite like the Blood Hunter class. To be honest, I was thinking of making Gerard a Blood Hunter before we started the campaign. And then I thought of making him a wizard. And then I thought,
How dare you? In my company.
and I thought, how generous is Robbie going to be with everything?
Well, it would be quite unique to play a wizard because they're quite rare. In at least the area you're in, so
Yeah. When I was creating Gerard, I was thinking, I kind of feel like we need a front line, or at least someone to take the hits. And if I end up going a wizard, I'd be fucked. So let's go for something that isn't a wizard, but kind of is a wizard, and go for like a warlock. But if I'm going to be front line, I need to do some damage, so Hexblade. Then I need to be able to do a bit more wizard stuff, because that was the original concept. So let's go for Pact of the Tome, and just kind of like going through all of these hoops to find the right niche. So hard, so hard.
my other party ended up somehow with all charisma casters. So there's 3 of them, and it's a sorcerer, a warlock, and a paladin, which kind of works out. The only problem is that they don't really have a healer. Because the paladin is very like combat related. But oh boy, having a party of all charisma people and very low intelligence on all parts has been very interesting.
I can imagine a party full of paladins. That would be nuts if that was the case. Like, just imagine all the auras going off at once. People just have plus 20 to everything. You're like, oh, shit. How do I get through this?
Yeah.
How do I get through?
It's just wrote Friday's just a bunch of blind twigs and got outpromoted. That's true. I don't know. I think is it Sevik that is the only one who has good perception?
Guy's missing an eye, dude. I don't know about you, but
Which is the funniest thing because he's the one with the missing eye and has the highest perception.
well, he's a druid artificer. Is that right?
Yes,
I always
yes.
forget. So he's gonna have better wisdom than most of us, because Gerard is charisma and intelligence. Niemund is dex. Nerky's charisma and wisdom. I don't know.
Yes. Also, yes, Mocha is here now.
Good luck.
I mean, wait, shouldn't Helio have wisdom?
Should.
Should. Yeah. Maybe just didn't take proficiency in perception, I guess.
Maybe. But creating characters is difficult because you want to like go down a specific route, but then you're like, oh, but we kind of need this. But you just gotta commit. You just gotta commit. Doesn't matter if you're lacking in an ability score or anything. You'll find a way eventually. It's fine. You don't need to be building an optimal build. Fuck it. Let's have fun. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't optimize for the group.
To be fair, I
they can
don't
do it.
mind filling in a role if everybody has already picked their character. I have so many in the
Yeah.
backlog that like,
There's
you know.
I've got a backup character for your campaign in case, because I'm
Oh,
very
really?
jump the gun with Gerard. I'm just waiting for the day for you to just pummel me into the ground, which you have done. Just a bit harder next time, please.
Ew. Keep
The
that for free.
the character I had in mind is a primate sort of humanoid
Mhm.
monk.
Ah, okay.
Very
Okay.
Sun Wukong-esque in how they look, I assume, but not. Not at all. Complete opposite. Complete opposite. A bit of not from Mighty Nine vibes in terms of personality. Just a little bit
Mm.
quirky, a bit of wacko. Just
It'll
like
be
me.
very interesting to see because I feel like the rest of the party would have to kind of take the more responsible role if Gerard did kick
Who
the
would be the
bucket.
next one if Gerard ever went? Because I can see it being Niemund, but I wonder if Nerky would like step up. Not to say that they
I
aren't, but like they are the quiet like
oh
mouse with a third eye in their forehead, looking at you, Shu. What the hell did you write? So I can see that at some point.
Also, hi Brooke.
Hello,
Hello,
sorry
Brooke.
guys. I meant to be here earlier, but the kitchen was fighting me today.
No worries,
No
you're good.
worries. I didn't know you were coming.
Sorry guys.
All
My
good. No
bad.
worries. No worries.
We're just
Glad to
talking
have it.
campaigns at the moment.
Oh, very
Yes,
nice.
yes. We were originally going to talk about what we're expecting in the next few sessions of all the campaigns, but we, as we often do, went on to a different conversation because both of us are ADHD and can't concentrate to save our lives.
Yeah.
Got distracted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. I can not get
all-
anything done. Like, I'll start thinking about something, I'll start writing about something, and then I'll be like, "Ugh, I gotta do something else." It's like so much pain. So much pain.
This is me trying to world build. I'm like, oh, I should make a coat of arms. Oh, I should add this in character. Oh, I should. It's like, girl, you didn't even write down the name of the city. Get it together.
I'm kind of the same, but then I'll go, I'll do all of that, and then I'll say, I should really be exercising right about now because I've got a spare hour, so I should do that instead. And then it's just going back and forth between the two. It's fucked.
It's more like not being able, not being able to do anything, and more like not being able to do just one thing
Yeah.
at a time. I have to be doing multiple things. Oh, Shu says, funnily enough, I feel like Nerky's whole thing is stepping up, so good theory. So Nerky might step up if Gerard kicks the bucket.
Then
It became that kind
let's
of,
do it.
if no one will, I will. No! Okay.
I agree. Deal.
I'm not killing you off for character development.
Fuck!
But what if
What am
it
I
was really
for?
funny, Robbie?
What the hell? To have fun, bitch!
I'm in the supper. What the fuck? Oh. I guess
Yeah.
I just have to go another gear with Gerard. Let's do it.
But to get back to what we originally wanted to talk about, and since Brooke is here, we can start off with Tuesday. What are your theories outside of like the DMing stuff? Just like party, our decision.
Yeah, what are your theories about us lot?
It's going to be interesting to see how your guys' developments go. Play a character, because there's a load of divides at the moment. Like, people have got secrets and they've been fucking outed, just like Bam, mic drop.
The
People
people
have
is me.
Yes, you.
I am people.
Specifically Brooke. You are multiple people, technically.
I am.
I mean, a bit of Alicia as well.
Technically
but-
3.
There's also like the shit going on with Alicia when it comes to like no one's noticed his isms coming back again. Like his over, I won't spoil it, but you know, over tendencies, we'll say. Then you've got Cal just like saying yes to anything. He is like say yes to the dress, but there's no dress. It's danger. He's just like,
It's
yes, yes, please. I'll take some of that. Oh, you want some drugs, kid? Yes, I do. All right, arrested. What do you expect? And then you got
I need like an undercover cop to get him once.
fucking. Well, he's been
No.
caught
Okay.
deliberately.
One shot,
Yeah.
but it's just a group of PIs who have been hired to hunt Cal specifically.
When you guys started talking
Entire
about Cal last Tuesday, I was like, fuck's sake.
Makes sense though.
It does. Anything makes sense with Cal. You can just literally dropping it in any conversation, like, makes sense. Makes sense.
It's very funny
Bro
because
is so known to like Interpol, like target
like
number
both-
1 international criminal.
I feel like both parties have done a lot of stuff, like, especially Sunday. But Sunday is like slightly keeping it low key. I feel like if anybody mentioned our names, most people would be like, "Who?"
Yeah. A lot of you have aliases anyway, so it's like you're kind
Yeah.
of hiding from yourselves in some fashion. So
Well, for safety reasons.
yeah. It just means that you don't get the credit for your work well done for the most part. So doing all the
Yeah.
hero work and not getting the benefits. It's kind of like
No. Getting to punt the bad guys is the
Ah,
benefit.
okay. Getting to choke out a motherfucker when he looks like some like wrinkly ass old man. That's
Score.
the benefit. My God. Yeah, that happened, Brooke, a couple of sessions ago. Robbie's character choked out a man who looked like some
Amen.
cryptid. Yeah, good times.
Very specific, man.
In his own bed.
He deserved it. He deserved it. 2.
Fair. I believe Robbie.
Hello, Valexian? I don't correct me, but doing all
Alex Neon. The X is silent.
There's not a second N. Bitch.
Robbie's bitch is so polite. Robbie just like ends a sentence with bitch. It's like, oh, kind
But
of
it's
nice.
yeah, because it's not meant. It's like bro or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like one time I had to explain to someone what me saying, "Oh my god, that's so cunt," it is a good thing and not a bad thing.
Nothing.
But they said doing all the hero work and not getting the benefits. One Punch Man roleplay. What? Imagine
Yeah. I
if
couldn't
we like
imagine.
turn around Gil, he could be the One Punch Man, but instead he's a weirdo.
He's just one touch. One touch! And he's just like,
Oh no, that sounds very wrong.
one touch is all the man needs. That's all he needs. And he gets the people quivering.
Oh, Valley Shion. Oh, it is? Okay. We'll call you Val, because I will forget that's how your name is pronounced. I had a Kingdom Hearts face and spelled wrong. Well, here we're notorious for, and when I say we, I mean me, for spelling things wrong, so don't worry about it. The gay lingo, it is the gay lingo.
To be honest, we throw so many like made up words,
True.
like as DMs and as players when we're coming up with character names. Here's a question. Brooke, why did you choose the name Oberon?
I am also very
reason.
curious.
There's no reason. There's no historical.
Girl, I know your game. I'm running a fave campaign.
Yeah. So kind of deeper. It's not even really deeper lore, but part of it was I was thinking. Obviously, Helen's character had this kind of birthright, maybe, to this kingdom theoretically.
Yeah.
So she would have been the queen. So I was like, okay, that was the connection there, and the fact that her dad was like this big storyteller, and that was like a big part of his thing. And part of the reason I initially named Helen was because of Helen of Troy. Because when I was writing the character, I was like kind of thinking about the backstory and stuff before I had a name. But Helen of Troy was the princess of Sparta, originally.
We know.
And there's I'm explaining it to the
To be honest, I
people.
did not fucking know, so good to know now.
What was that? That's the like Trojan.
And then and
I
then
didn't know that
the
was the
whole
connection.
war happened. 1,000 ships will set sail. So I was kind of keeping in this like kind of slightly mythological naming convention. And then I was like, okay, what would Helen pick as like a new name of like these stories that are like out there in the world? And at that stage, Helen still, basically wants to go back and claim that right. And her dad's real dead now, so, that's where the Oberon thing came from, because of Shakespeare.
Very cool.
King of the Fairies.
Very cool, very cool.
Yes.
I didn't know. I thought you just made up in the moment.
Well, I did
didn't
kind
know
of.
the name
I
Oberon
thought
at all.
I thought about it in advance, but he is. As soon as I said it, I saw a light bulb go off, and Robbie was like, something.
Yeah, I did see that
Especially
as
that
well.
dog made with the raised brow. Like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by? Also, this is gonna get very confusing for Friday. But what do you mean by that?
It was
but
Ryuji
yeah.
that said it in chat when it happened. They were like, Oberon sounds familiar. Where have I heard this before?
No, because I don't think you've met Oberon at that point. You didn't know their name.
No, so Brooke's character came
Oh, you
first,
mean
and then
yeah.
the discovery of yours.
Yeah.
Oberon.
Also, Val says all words are made up. You think
Say it.
somebody else
Say
fucking
it.
pronounce that? My dyslexic ass will not get this. Phenoma ultra
No.
microscopic volcanoconioasis just came out of nowhere. Yeah.
Good try.
sure.
Good try.
Bet you do it then.
Ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis.
Nailed it.
Coconut.
Congrats.
Well, where is this word?
In
In
Twitch
Twitch
chat.
chat.
Okay, let me pull it up.
It's the same as like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Like it's one of those words.
Yeah, all
in
words do
one.
be made up.
It's true. It's true. But it's
I
the
do
words
like
that would give meaning
learning-
that have a strong stay. Because I can go and that means literally nothing. I can say the words like I like you.
Pneumo ultra micro. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! It's
Pneumo
too long.
ultra.
Yeah.
Pneumo ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. It's the volcan. It's the volcano at the end. It's like black.
I am always interested in like the history of words and how they changed over time. Or hi, the slow rise. Move,
Waka not
queen.
so much. She looked up at you and went, bitch, really?
She's been sleeping at the bottom of the camera right beneath it, so she just got up. But like the history of words and how they changed over time and how they develop. I think I was curious about your last name because I was like, what the fuck? What kind of fucking last name? And I
Careful
won't
now.
say it.
We're
I
gonna
won't
get
say it.
cancelled.
I won't. But apparently, burn meant dark river or dark stream at the time, when it was made, and it's from like northern England parts, which is very interesting. Because like, how did we go from that to burn now, meaning like fire burn, and river being river not burn?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have family whose last name is Brownsword, and I think, how did that happen? You got knighted because you were a knight, and you probably shoved your sword into someone's arsehole when they fell over, and then that's where it came from. That's the headcanon.
Born, like Bour, I can't fucking spell, but Bournemouth and like Southbourne
Yeah.
are like, that phrase is still used, and that's like the bit where the river like theoretically like opens up and meets the sea, but it's a very British, like, I hadn't encountered that as like a word people actually use until I moved to the UK.
Val has just
Like,
sent
as
a
a
message
place name.
in Twitch. They said, fun fact, languages don't start with a word for blue. I defer to blue balls.
Well, to be fair, from what I know, in the like ancient times, they didn't have a word for blue and a lot of colors that we have now. They would just have one word that would describe like light or dark colors or a certain type of colors. Like I think orange didn't exist. They would call it either yellow or red, depending on like where to what it was shifting to. I think purple didn't have a name for a long time. I think it was just called blue or red, depending again on. So interesting.
To be fair, purple isn't exactly a very naturally occurring color in most of the world. Like, aside from flowers, but a lot of those are invasive. So, who knows?
True. And oftentimes, it's more a blue flower because violets are sometimes blue and not violet, even though they're called violets. Well, what can you say? Anyways,
what are your theories about what's gonna happen in the upcoming games, Robbie? Back to the topic that we're meant to be talking about.
Well, as Max said, there's a big divide between player characters right now. Maybe not between like everyone individually, but like everyone is kind of slightly off to themselves or has different opinions on what's happened with Oberon and what's happened with not just him, but like Coril and Hassar and the whole demons thing. Are we even getting the wishes question mark? I forgot if that was answered or not. It's been a bit. And it was a highly tense situation, so I might need to look back if that was answered or not. Max can confirm or deny. Okay. And then I feel like it won't be repaired immediately, but it'll be something that will need to be built over time, the trust again, because it was a big break of like trust in some sense. Lots of things happened very quickly, so I feel like the party might need to slow down a bit.
Here's a question for both of you. Do you find your characters trust the party more in terms of the individuals in there? So we can like group it up into a percentage. Or do they trust members of Life's Echo more?
I feel like Alicia trusts the party more just because he's interacted with them more. He trusts Richter to a certain degree. I don't know if he trusts anyone fully from the life cycle because they seem a little bit indifferent towards some things. And that's mostly what's been kind of like, I don't know how I feel about your indifference to some things that are happening.
Yeah, I think from Oberon's perspective, like, party first, but like Richter especially, but also Coraline is like definitely up there. Just from a perspective of like Oberon sincerely believes, especially after like the fight with the two of them, that like balls to the wall, they will just like do whatever, you know, for the cause, but also for the party. Like
Yeah.
Richter literally almost died, and he could have just like, obviously we were playing different characters, but like he could have narratively just gone, fuck it, like my knowledge of the mission is more important, and just like run off. You know what I mean? Or not helped in the fight or whatever.
For sure.
And
Ride
the
or
fact
die.
that like they were really, yeah, and I think definitely like Pithgrana specifically, but also like Mudu probably of Life's Echo are the two that is probably most trusted by Oberon. To be fair, they're also the two that Oberon has talked to the most. Well, Oberon / Helen. But yeah, there's definitely a couple of people in Life's Echo that Oberon's not the most sure about.
The only reason I ask is because it'll be interesting going into the next like few sessions that we have, where we are going to be going on a mission to basically kill Helen's aunt / ex stepmother, whatever she is, to if the group can work together enough that they stay as one, or if they do end up splitting with other members of Life's Echo and then going into like 2 different groups. It would be interesting to see how that develops, because I can see some people trusting them more. I don't know why. Like, I'm thinking, like, if I were to be in, like, Olrin's shoes.
Olrin, yeah, Olrin / Arna. I think that one, to me, is going to be the most interesting. And to be honest, it surprised me a little bit. Like, upon reflection, for sure makes sense that Olrin was immediately like, what the fuck? Why'd you do this? Like, pissed off. I don't trust you. I don't want to be around you. But in the moment, I think it surprised me quite a lot, and I think that's partially because Arna tends to play Olrin fairly even-keeled.
Yeah.
So it was a cool moment to have, like, oh, something's happened that's really thrown everyone, and Olrin is also, like, you know, pissed off.
The only person with, like, a very straight compass is now off-kilter, and it's like the dad has gone back for a fag. They've just, like, gone back, had a cigarette, and they're just like, I've had enough of this. Time to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because we don't get to see him often, emotionally at least.
No.
Like, emotionally charged anger. Like, he was angry back at, like, Fear and that whole situation, but it wasn't, like, emotionally charged anger, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more of a
Come
self-preservation,
and fight
I
me,
guess.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Is Fear like the only sort of character death that we've had in Tuesday campaign that has been like an antagonist that you've known for a period of time? Because with most of these stories, because it's long-term campaigns, you don't tend to like kill off many people. It's mainly like monsters and like targets, I guess you could say. But I feel like with that situation in particular with Vessel, there was a lot of like the Goliath is going down, the next one, Fear, going down. And if there wasn't certain like situations taking place, you probably would have tried to go for Morgana, no, Maeve as well.
Yeah.
Morgana in the bed, stab her. So it's quite fun to like off a character quite soon, because there could have been a lot that fear could have done to the party, which would have been interesting. But I feel like the story, the way that it went, was much more gripping. And better to have a candle burn so bright and then just be snuffed out. But it gave good warmth, you know, for the story. So I don't know. I enjoyed it. I liked it.
I also really liked the moment where we kind of got to decide if Maeve was gonna get killed or not.
Yeah. That was 100% on you guys. You could have let them go. You could have killed them. So I didn't want to take that away from you. So that was very interesting to see that you went, no, mercy, which was interesting, somewhat.
Not like, oh, let her go, dude. Yeah, she's fine. More like, you know, I don't want to play God in that way. I don't want to be responsible for taking another's life. Oh no, undeniability. The doctor is looking away.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what she gets up to with Gil and his whole thing, because he's slowly building up a rep sheet of misfit.
Sunday's so fucked.
Yeah.
Sunday's so cooked. Hey guys, want to switch places? We can go hunt demons. You deal with the fucking psychopaths we've been dealing with.
Well, hey, look, your paths may be intersecting at some point. You never know.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because of one looming, very bright threat. Max.
Interesting.
It's
very bright in here.
Anyways, what about you, Brooke? What are you expecting for the next couple of sessions for Tuesday?
I mean, it'll be interesting. I'm expecting at some point soon, Alicia and Oberon. I think that will heal itself faster than the thing with Olerin, because I think it's like they're both pissed the fuck off at Oberon, but at least from Oberon's perspective, it's for kind of, they're both slightly different versions of being pissed the fuck off at Oberon. And at least from Oberon's perspective, obviously we're going into this fight theoretically that is very like their fault, but it is their problem that's become everyone's problem, and wants to do this, but kind of would want to do this with everyone on board, because in that way Oberon has come quite different to Helen, where Helen very much would have just been like, nah, fuck it, like, I'll just do it because we have to and it's important and this is what I want, versus Oberon doesn't want to force everyone or make everyone feel like they have to go do this thing, even if like they'd rather have other priorities, even though it's important to them. So we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see what the fuck my uncle has been doing. Because that was interesting. Because Lost, Oberon / Helen canonically heard from this guy. He was basically like, nah, I'm a priest, I'm doing monk shit, don't worry about it, you got this, teenager, you'll be fine. And now suddenly he's going around, like, being a bard trying to start a revolution. Yeah. So I think Oberon's a little confused how it got to this point.
Hey, look, you fuck up with the family, that's what happens. Even the most passive person gets involved.
Yeah.
It's yeah, he's an interesting character. I'm glad you introduced him into your backstory, because otherwise Helen really wouldn't have had anyone else. Because without
most of them were
killed.
Yeah, most of them were dead.
He was like the only character that's out of the kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's not there. The other one's a child.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Go forth, child, spy on your mother.
Oberon and Helen, like, are an interesting fold for Eliseo, because if we look at the last day in canon, you had Oberon was there for Eliseo at his like worst moment, where he had to confront the family. That's pretty bad.
Ish. Yeah. If it was his dad, it would be worse.
And the sister, hello.
Yeah, okay, fair.
So he was there for that, learning a bit more about Eliseo's backstory, learning more about who they are, and where they come from. And then to the next, like, that same evening, to then becoming betrayed, like, and to think they're also kind of like juxtapositions of one another as well, because one of them is myth, fairy tales, like creatures from beyond, both demonic, devil and fae, and then you have Eliseo, who is very much in sort of the real world, being a doctor and a practitioner of science. So it's interesting having that sort of like catch-22, I guess, because yeah, you are now at odds where you should have always been at the beginning, but it wasn't like that at the start. So seeing how that's like slowly become has been very fascinating.
I feel like also because the betrayal or like the finding out about the lying hit harder because Alicia was very vulnerable that day with Oberon. Whether it was by choice or accidentally, Oberon finding out some things, either way, he trusted them, and quite literally with a name. And then to find out that they have been hiding this thing for so long. And he was already kind of in that days, and after everything that happened, it really hit him more than it would have under other circumstances. He still would have been pissed off, but with everything that happened, I guess it hit way harder.
Yeah.
But I feel like, as you said, their relationship will heal quicker than the one with Ulrin, but I feel like at first will reach like a neutral state, like, okay, I can put aside what you did for the sake of helping you. I'm still not over it, but, you know, we can set it aside and work on that later. And first we kill your asshole mom or stepmom.
yeah.
Then we deal with other things. But yeah, sort of like a neutral, like start from the beginning sort of thing, trust level wise.
The other campaign thing that's come up again recently that I'm so curious about is the graffiti painting, all the painted memories, and then the one fucker who was in Comic-Con. This is my most like pins on the board red strings theory. Like, I think that
I always thought it was the uncle, but I could be wrong.
Well, you've got the
because it
ode
was a
to
painting
Aiden,
of
haven't you?
Hazar.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the painting was a painting of Hazar, like of Gargoyle Hazar, like dying. So it's someone who knows something and like actually knows something. And we know that like Carlin's dad, like the OG guy, is not there and is like also not in the statue. So I think the spirit of the painter guy, who was known for being like a man of the world, slightly bastardy guy, is the random like dandy eye made of paint guy that we saw at Comic-Con. And he's still there, and he's somehow like still seeing like some of their memories and things, because he seemed to know Helen, or at least be very friendly with Helen at the time. So this is my theory. I think he's the original Hazar, and he's just like hanging around fucking about. This is my game theory.
Val also says in chat, Rule 1, never trust somebody with a name, not even a soon-to-be parent. I've read too many posts on Reddit about it. True. Especially a oddly looking Fae individual. Probably shouldn't give them your name.
No, tell them your name.
Yeah.
They want it for normal reasons.
It's
also,
so
Brooke,
funny 'cause
your theory may have some credence. Maybe something there.
that was my second theory, because we've seen him paint before. The original.
Well, he's
or,
currently
like, the
painting
second.
now, so
Yeah.
in like
Yeah, but I don't think
0.001
there's
speed.
anything in there. I don't think there's like at least not the original guy still in there. I think it's the remnants of whatever the fuck else was going on.
Well, it's an incomplete painting that he's drawing, and it's just taking forever.
Could be that he's possessing someone high, Mocha.
I see, yeah.
The biggest side eye.
The kaiju says hello.
Fucking side eye, and then the bitch.
She's just staring at the Twitch chat being moved by messages. Oh boy. But yeah, I'm very excited for the next Tuesday session. Mocha, can you stop blocking the camera, miss? I know you're very pretty, but
She wants
the same
attention.
time.
She does want attention. She's like drawing in all of yous. Come on.
She's staring right at where my front door is. This little
It's a bit scary.
She wants to
Yeah,
flee.
she always does that. Orange power, get away. She doesn't like the smell of orange, and I have some orange peels next to me. Get
It's now
away!
just focused on her.
There we go. Ah, she'll live.
What if she's like allergic? Wow. Have you not gotten her tested? Allergic to citrus?
They just don't like the smell of citrus. All cats don't like the smell of
Citrus
citrus.
jab. Just citrus up.
But yeah, she's gonna be fine. She's very eepy today. Which fair, me too, girl. Me too.
It's been a week.
Why is it still dark at like 4 p.m.? Stop.
And it's
Stop.
only Wednesday.
It's still January.
Let it end! I want sun back. Ah well.
No.
Max, will you end up doing the calendar thing, or have you scrapped the idea?
The calendar
for-
thing is active.
Yes.
I'm using it. I just haven't told anyone.
Gasp.
Yeah.
But tell us so we can set our birthdays.
No, I don't want that, because then I have to actually keep track proper. Oh, that'll be hell. That'll be hell.
I think there is an add-on
An add-on?
on Foundry. Yeah, that just makes the calendar for you and can just click next day.
Okay.
I have not thought about what Oberon's birth. Well, what is Oberon's birthday now?
Well, you don't know.
We can make it up.
Yeah. The day that Helen entered the soul's body. Maybe.
I mean, I feel like the only people in the Sunday party who actually know their birthday is Sienna.
Well, you did one for Thorn. You did like a
Yeah.
birthday party for Thorn. I think Frey said something about their birthday as well. Come on, guys. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing... This is peak D&D. Why?
Yes.
Birthday simulator.
But you realise that
Birthday.
if for somehow that your birthday in-game ends up being on a day where you have 5 sessions long worth of like content, it's just going to be like 2 months IRL of us going, don't forget it's your birthday still. Don't forget that. don't forget. It's going to be very tedious at some point.
That's gonna be one hell of a birthday to remember.
Yeah, no one will forget that.
But I am very excited for Sunday as well. We're going into what I think is a trap, but hopefully we have prepared enough. Maybe over-prepared. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Maybe these guys have no fucking clue we're coming here and we're gonna wreck their shit, but nah.
You gotta find Danny still, Brooke's old character. You've gotta find Danny's mummy, who's somewhere.
Yeah, and kill her.
And kill her. Avoid all the mages that have tried to kill you. What else is going on? You haven't limited ability on magic because communication doesn't work and teleportations don't work.
Communication doesn't work, yeah. Well, communications work, but they might be
monitored.
Listened into,
What else is there? What other complicated? The party split.
Sucks.
What else is there?
Mobius is having memory issues.
Yeah. You found someone in the woods.
Been possessed by the mask.
Possessed by the mask. There's a lot of factors going into Sunday, and it's going to be interesting. Because I know I keep saying the word interesting, but I'm kind of just like, I don't know what's going to happen. So
I don't think anybody does.
I'm just playing with what you guys give me, you know? I know it should be the other way around with a DM, but when there's so many like things in the air that can happen, I'm just like, guys.
And there is a lot of us too.
My brain is just going. My brain is going, I have an idea. I understand what everyone's doing in this moment. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to play chess. Yeah.
You don't have to answer, but did you expect us inviting the other party to come along with us?
Well, they were going anyway, so you may have ran into them in the city at some point.
I mean, as in like us inviting them on the mission itself, or when I suggested it, you were like, "Fuck,
well,
I'm gonna have to keep track of 10 NPCs."
It was the fact of trying to convince the other group that you were with, the Wandering Masks, because they would not have been too delighted with the idea of more people being involved in their espionage of a plan. But you were able to convince them, so that worked out for you in your favor. And more people, the merrier, right? But it only means that the secret has to be kept between everyone. More people know of this so-called plan. You've told them everything, at least most things about what's going on. You've told them about the Mage Society. You've told them about Oleana. So they know like the main details. So it's on you guys to make sure that they don't get compromised as well, because it's not just them trying to help you, but also if they get caught, they're the ones to probably squeal first, because they have no skin in the game. They're there just to help because it's a Samaritan thing to do. They're like, hey man, we're here to help, peace and love. Oh fuck, there's a gun. Here's everything. I'm not a diehard. Let's not get carried away.
I'm not a ride or die. But I mean, they still have to help their friend, right? So
yes, yeah. So the only reason they're helping you is because you've convinced them that the Mage Society is bad. However, if they find out that the Mage Society for some reason isn't so bad, they might just turn coat and go, fuck this. You lied to us. Or, you know, a lot of variables. You've now, bringing them into the fold has made them a crux of your plan. So if they don't end up working out, then part of your plan falls.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take it as a positive because it was my decision, so...
And like you said, if you end up finding Oleana and there's all however many of you, 18 of you, whatever the fucking number was in the end, you can just dogpile her. And,
Yeah,
you know, what's she going to
just
do?
everyone.
Yeah, what's she going to do?
Yeah.
It said that she
I
works
mean,
alone,
I
so...
will have to text you as well because I have some plans for Ven, for stuff that isn't Oleana technically.
I had a
Has been
feeling.
kind of into that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't planning on doing it, but then Discord and Mountain were like, lock in, bitch. Like, okay, I'm locking
It's time
in.
to act. We are here. Do the thing.
Ah, yes, the thing, of course. How could I forget the thing?
There's
Totally.
I won't say there's a lot riding on this, but there's a lot riding on this. So both in the campaign, because whatever happens here is going to affect a lot of shit.
Oh shit, bro.
Like I mean, this is like higher levels than Holy War sort of shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is like the
Don't
most
fuck it up.
serious thing we've done.
Don't fuck it up. Otherwise, it won't be Cal's name being spread everywhere. It'll be your group's name. Whatever the fuck it is. Again, you're anonymous.
Yeah, anonymous.
Just those
Maybe
fucks.
that should be our group's name.
And you wear a mask and you have like the Guy Fawkes mask.
Well, we'll see. I'm really hoping that we do succeed. At least with the Oleana stuff. Like,
I mean, there's so many of you. Like,
yeah, but also it's more like I'm afraid that we lose track of her.
Because of so much going on.
Or like she gets to escape or something. Before we manage to get it, because we technically know where she is, but the problem is, like, we don't want to go blind into it. We want to at least try to find out something about her fighting style, and I feel like Ven might know a bit more after she has a good night's sleep and gets all the big brain knowledge from a kiss. So, but also asking around and trying to see what kind of deal she had with the fucking soothsaying nymph. I hate them.
Yeah, this this whole city as well is pretty weird. It's not like a ordinary either, because you've got split down the middle. One side is those mages that you're trying to avoid. You are on the area where there's no magic. It's pretty much just low tech crossbow bolts and whatever. Then you have these monsters outside of the walls who seem to be made of like spectral energy, just clambering around. So you've got that as a factor to work around.
And there's a beast sleeping somewhere deep underground, something that's causing the no teleporty magic thing.
notoriously, there's nothing in D&D that might do that.
Never. Perhaps there may be a dungeon in which a certain dragon sleeps in. Interesting. But yeah, very scared, very excited.
Good, as you should be.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Do you think we're being over paranoid, or do you think we're under paranoid?
I think you've gone in with a good plan, splitting up into 3 groups and having players scattered amongst the 3 is a good idea. You get to impact every decision that goes along the way, but that also means you have to impact the decisions that come along the way. So the whole plan is going to be resting on the individual players achieving their goals. You got one person in one group, 2 people in another, and 2 people in another. So you got Leonie standing by herself.
And she's not gonna be there next session.
Yeah. And then you've got Roby and Alex together, and then you have Frey and Cassie together. So
Oh lord.
the combos are interesting.
Don't be. Bam.
Exactly.
Let's go, Rolex for the win. We're gonna do it.
Your names, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I feel like we are prepared. Maybe I'm being slightly over paranoid, most likely, probably. But also better to be over prepared than under prepared. You know.
You are level 9, so you
10?
10? Even better
10
if you're level 10.
or 9? I forget. Hold on.
I always get
Because we
confused
did
between
level
the
up
two.
quite because I think Tuesday is one level under, no?
Yeah. Just through
What's
like
that about?
time. Just because we have more time in Sunday.
True. Ow! Mocha!
But yeah. You're at the right level. I think, especially with the number of people that you are. You're certainly of a capable power level. So you can fuck some shit up.
True.
Because once you
The
get a
only
10th level,
problem
like 5th level spells now? 6th? 5th? 6th?
I will tell you in a second. I'm logging into Foundry as we speak. I think it's 6th level spells. I think I do have some. I'll have to check. I could be very wrong. I always forget. Oh, stop it, you little monster!
Monster Mocker.
Anyway. No, it is 5th level. It is 5th. We are level 10 though. So I do have 2 level 5 spell slots.
Very
Including
nice.
one that is Dragoon.
The dragon one, fuck's sake.
I will summon that dragon if it's the last thing I do, damn it!
It will. It will be.
Wait, no.
It will be.
I summon and it just explodes.
Brooke, what's your favourite class? Since you've played quite a bit of D&D,
Ooh.
what's your favourite class to play?
Ooh, that's hard. To be honest, cleric is definitely up there.
Oh, really? Would not have expected you to say cleric.
I tend to like the classes that can have a lot of utility. So I really enjoyed one of my most played, I think, by hours class is probably Warlock. But I've told you guys a little bit about this character, but
the Warlock
I was in a
can
campaign. I was in a campaign for ages where I was playing a peace cleric. And that was just, I mean, peace clerics are just kind of OP in general.
Yeah.
Where, like, they feel very good to play because they feel very effective. But I've played other clerics in general. I think the cleric spell list is quite good, and you can build them out in quite different ways. Like, you could have a very no physical stats, fully mage cleric, or you could have a basically fully melee cleric, Ulrin. But yeah, my favorites, I have played all of the classes, at least a little bit. Because I made it my mission for a while. I realized, like, I just never played a monk even in one-shots. I never played a barbarian even in one-shot, so I just, like, went through and made it my mission to at least play all of them. But my favorites were definitely, I mean, Paladin, but that's pretty obvious. Paladin, Cleric. I like Warlocks, but I think they tend to not be good. Like, I think they're better as flavor characters than they are as, like, functional characters.
I can see what you mean. Yeah.
And I say that with a lot of love for Warlocks. I think just if you're playing, like, very raw D&D in, like, modules and stuff, Warlocks just tend to not work as well as the other classes do, just kind of by default.
Yeah. They're kind of, like, stuck in the middle ground a little bit, because they don't have full spells, they have good
They're in the same place
cantrips.
as Rangers to me, maybe slightly better, but it's just a lack of spells while being a spellcaster
Yeah.
Yeah.
primarily.
And that's where like I played a Hexblade for quite a while in a campaign, and it ended up being like 2 levels of Divine Soul Sorcerer, whatever it was, to get the subclass stuff, and then all
Lock.
yeah, basically, but it was just to even out because the party was, and hold on to this, a rogue that by the end of the campaign had 20 strength and 20 dex.
Nice.
Divine Soul Sorcerer, Hexblade, and a Tome Lock, and that was the whole party.
Dear.
It was 3 of us, and that was it. None of us had very high wisdom at all, and this was in a Skyrim setting.
Oh god. Oh no.
So it was a great campaign, but obviously the entire game was so custom setting, custom, like, so not default like D&D kind of fantasy that it kind of worked. But overall, I just personally tend to like to play kind of gish-y characters. Where I've played an armor artificer as well. I really like that. Like long term, I've played a few of the different versions of fighters. I think fighters are overhated, even like in 20. I know they've remastered them recently, but I think even originally, a lot of the fighters work quite well, and I think it comes down to like creativity. A little bit when I see some of the criticisms of fighters just blanket by default. But yeah.
How are you finding Bloodhunter, since that's a newer class outside of the standard ones?
I mean, Helen's shit is so custom. Helen's shit is so violently custom. I don't know if we can call Helen/Oberon a Bloodhunter, really. I mean, mechanically, I think it works. I think the curses and stuff work very well as a mechanic. The stuff that we do have that's default Bloodhunter, I've really enjoyed. And I think as a kind of, because they are fighters. The only reason Helen/Oberon has magic is because of other shenanigans, really. And I think as a kind of off fighter, like a not as like a frontline, but like a secondary, I think especially Oberon with the dex build works quite well.
Yeah.
I'd say the one thing is you really do kind of, I think Bloodhunters should have a bigger hit die than they do.
D12.
Or even just higher, because I think they only have D8s
D10.
from
No, it's
memory.
D10s,
I think
D10s.
Is it?
Yeah.
Check.
It's the same as a fighter.
I think to be fair, Oberon as well just has not the greatest HP, because when I was rolling for Helen, there's a few levels where I did not get it super high, and I think that's definitely the one thing you have to manage if you're trying to be like a frontliner and a blood hunter and doing the blood curses and stuff, because you can very easily lose quite a lot of HP in one turn and just get knocked out.
It's definitely
really
a quid pro quo for sure. You can do the normal stuff where you can win more by using your health as a resource, and it's an interesting concept to use your health as a resource, but it also leaves you in that spot of, do I actually go for the daring thing, or do I just play it safe and go bog standard and not try and risk it? Which will mean that most combats will mean people will be more reserved, and they probably won't use their abilities too often. So, I don't know. It's a bit of a 50-50.
I do think like the default resources that blood hunters have really do lend themselves to like weird as fuck homebrew subclasses. Like I think the stuff that, I mean, you're fantastic at balancing the custom stuff you make for the game anyway, but I think it's worked really well kind of just fitting into like the blood hunter framework, even though like it's very kind of different flavor wise and stuff. I think it works great because blood hunters already, like, the different subclasses are so kind of far spread, and it works quite well. So yeah, it's been fun, it's been cool.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see a blood hunter like go from level 1 to level 9 and seeing where it goes next, because you hardly see them. You see a lot of like everything else, but blood hunters not so much. So interesting to see them like actually go the full mile and to see what they're capable of in a long-term campaign. And you're doing very well with it. And like we're saying, it's hard to manage and it's tricky to balance in terms of how to use their abilities, but yeah, it's good. And then you got Robbie playing kind of two spellcasters, but they're off the opposite sides. One is divine, the other one is internal, I guess you could say.
Shadow. Yeah, like
yin and yang.
they're very different characters to me, at least.
Yeah. But sorcerer is like your go-to, isn't it?
I don't know why I like immediately grabbed onto them, but I don't know, something about being able to use your like innate will to form it into spells, magic, whatever. Really, really cool concept to me. I like all of the subclasses. I reckon there should be more because there isn't a lot of sorcerer subclasses, but I feel like they have a potential to have so many, but I don't know. No, it's okay. Cleric domain number 59. All good. But yeah, clerics are always fun because I feel like they're very diverse with their subclasses. So you can go healer, you can be more offensive, you can like go on defense, like more utility. So they're very diverse. And also, it allows you to have the concept of having a patron without locking you into a certain role per se, I guess.
Yeah, you're not directly in a contract. It's more of a loosey-goosey terms and conditions.
More like mechanically. I mean, when you're picking a warlock, most of the times they are the damage dealer / maybe utility kind of. But with clerics, I feel like you get a little bit more options, and also they're a little bit more powerful, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten the chance to play a lot of other classes long term, though. It's mostly been like one shots, or a campaign starts up and then the DM cancels it, and the character gets put in the forever box of maybe I will play you at some point, maybe. But it's been nice to play the one shots and get to try out different stuff. I feel like I would like Paladin. I know I don't like Warlock and Artificer, because if I'm gonna have spells, motherfucker, it better not be 2 fucking spell slots. And Artificer is just a lot of reading, and yeah.
Artificer feels very conditional as well. Like you have to abide very heavily to what it's going in for. Whereas some subclasses for cleric and such, as we were saying, they're a bit more flexible. You don't have to lock it. It's not your main theme for the character. It's just there. Whereas if you go armor or artificer, you're going all in on the armor, because that's what you can really
I feel like
do good.
With artificers, you really have to like mechanics of like nitty-gritty. Yeah. Well, I like the more like role play based, emotional based storylines. Like, don't get me wrong, I do get nerdy about some things, but not that per se.
Yeah.
If there was like an artist class, then oh lord.
I was thinking of doing something like that a while ago.
You can kind of flavor some of the artificers for that kind of thing, but it doesn't fit like the best.
I don't want to do it that. I mean, I guess you have Bard of Creation that you could flavor, sort of, as artist, but like, I would prefer for it to be its own thing, sort of thing. I don't know.
Well, it would be more spellcasting related then. Another spellcaster class.
I guess so. I would have to look into similar characters that have been made with that in mind. See kind of how they went about it. But yeah, I did make one character because I know the god of creation. I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. Or not creation, but is it creation? The painter. Some his name starts with a C in your
Oh,
world.
Coralon?
Coralon, yeah.
Okay.
And I made a cleric that's like a painter as well. Kind of fits into that, but again, eh.
It could be a warlock magic paintbrush, and you're just Barbie from Barbie and Rapunzel.
Exactly. I mean, I guess with cleric, you can make your spiritual weapon a paintbrush too. So
It feels like Brooke was here, like, before they even joined, because we also talked about Barbie movie, and we also talked about the Blood Hunter class. It's insane.
We
It's
all have one brain cell.
Hive
One.
mind.
We're all interconnected.
Yep.
Across the seas, across the oceans, no matter where you are. I see you.
Oh Lord.
I really like, when it comes to doing custom stuff, touching on the arts, because there isn't much in terms of music and kind of expression that is in the bones of D&D mechanics, if that makes sense. You have Bard. That's pretty much it. It's the only one that uses like their voice in the sense of it's their tool, it's their power. Of course, you have like subclasses that relate to other things, but in terms of a class identity directly, like specifically tied to something like that, there isn't really many. So I like trying to come up with little things that can implement how the power of music, the power of voice, the power of song, the power of dance, the power of sort of anything creative can lead into a generation of something else, a kind of cause and effect, if you will.
I think you're doing a pretty good job with Ven with that stuff.
Well, that's very
It's
tied
very-
to how the world was made, so because it's the same sort of
With the
philosophy.
Interesting. New lore. New lore.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
it would be interesting to see, like, since 5th edition came out, the, like, average vibe of D&D, I think, has changed quite a lot, because the community of tabletop games has changed quite a lot on average.
Bless you.
you.
It should be interesting to see if they actually made a new edition and actually, like, looked at the community and what people were playing and how people were playing, how different it would be versus, no offense, guys, whatever happened with the 2024 edition.
Copy paste.
It's pissing
Like, which
me the fuck off.
Which I'm still not exactly sure what that is. I don't know anyone who plays with any of the new rules, really.
I think a couple of the rules they've made good changes, but you kind of take everything or nothing. That's kind of the problem.
I think they should have should have made a new edition of the game.
They should have. Yeah.
Like,
they were too
it's been
scared.
10 odd years. Like,
Not this shit where now when I'm going into a website that has 5 in it, I will not name it because anyway, and then I see 2024, it's not 5e, it's D&D 1. Get it off of my fucking...
Yeah. It's the same thing that happened with they're basically trying to recreate what 3.5 was, because 3rd edition, from general census that I've heard and read,
it was a mess.
People didn't like it. And then 3.5 came around, and that was like, oh my god, we've reached cinema. Absolute cinema. This is the new version of what D&D should be. This is like redefining how TTRPGs are. Now, I've not read into it, and I don't know what they actually fucking brought to the table, but supposedly that was the bones for everything that came afterwards. 3rd edition was basically scrapped. Everything else before that was forgotten about, and then they just moved forward from 3.5 onwards. But I think they tried to do the same with that, with 5th edition, because 5th edition was so popular. It's what modernized the whole kind of TTRPG space, and D&D specifically, that everyone used that as the rule of thumb of how to play this sort of role-play sort of game, that they didn't want to lose that audience, so they made their own version of 5e.5, which was the 2024 edition. But unfortunately, they changed little, and the things they did change, it was like, meh. Now everyone has a subclass at 3rd level. I get it, but it's just kind of.
Well, okay, am I just a cleric and then at 3rd level I'm like, so I kind of like this gun.
I get it.
That's stupid.
I understand it. I understand the sort of process of elimination that they went through to say, now is the time that you get your powers. I get it. But it's just, when you've had 5th edition and you look at 2024, you just kind of go, you had it at the beginning. Why try and...
I would have preferred it if they kept that everyone gets their subclass at level 1.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That would have been ideal.
I mean, it's interesting because it's so common.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because it became so common, and / is so common, being like, okay, everyone starts at 3rd level, which I guess, like, I think that's a lot of the reason probably why they just said, okay, everyone gets it at 3rd level, everything's even, no early power scaling bullshit, it's all the same. But I just think...
Make it a start at level 1.
Yeah. And I think that's not the best solution. I think there's just balancing that could have been done if that was the rationale, which is kind of that to like fix some of those issues. And I just think the limited changes that they did do to 2024 edition was like, the space has become much wider for this to be we've done a new innovation. This is our new innovation. It's like, this is the same innovation you already had, guys.
We put a
slightly different font.
Put a comma and 3 more words and then put a dot at the end. Excellent.
And they made some spells like even less specific from what I've noticed, which, why? But the only thing I do like is the lore change for tieflings, because now they're not based on like the different devils.
Okay.
But rather
the layers of hell.
The type of devil, if that makes sense. So not like specific bloodline of a certain devil, whatever. But there's your typical infernal tieflings. They have like goat-like features, the horns, the forked tongue, the like pointy tail, whatever. Then you have the like demon ones that are more alien-like. Their like skin is more blue, pale, like slightly alien aberration almost looking like ones. And then the last ones are more nature/animal devil-esque, where they have like horns that will be like tree-like, branch-like, more fluffy tails, pink, green sort of skin color, like more nature, almost fae-esque, which is, to me, makes more sense than, this one specific devil, only these 7 devils fucked with the humans, guys. None of the other ones, just these 7.
I think it would have been interesting if they did the layers of hell and expanded upon what that meant. Because you've got it. You've got that resource to create 9 versions of the same race. Like, why not use that? Why not delve into that and expand upon it? And then people can go, I'm tied to this. I'm tied to the layer of Scion, or whatever the fucking layers are called.
Could even do the 7 deadly sins if you wanted to, or something like that.
Be more lust-related, be more gluttony, whatever. I don't know. One thing I really like about it, and I've not really looked into it too much, so for me to say really like, I like the concept and the idea behind it, which is that the weapon properties, if you are a master of something, you gain extra ways to use said weapon. So you're great at longsword, well, now you could slash and hit another enemy, whatever the fuck it is. I've not read into it, but the idea of that already is, I think, an excellent touch and makes your character more personalized towards the weapon you're using. Because it's true, when we play D&D, we have like this idea of our character in our head. I'm a polearm, I use a polearm spear, and that's what I'm going to use from the beginning to the end of the campaign. I may find a magic item, but it doesn't suit my aesthetic. This is the style I wanted to play with. I'm not going to use that weapon, even though it's slightly better. This is the aesthetic I wanted to go for, and that's what I'm sticking with. So why not, throughout time, get better at that weapon and unlock new features at a base level? It makes sense, and it's good. It's good change. I like it.
Yeah, I think I've done a homebrew similar to that. I'm still testing it out with my players in a Saturday game with enchantments to weapon, because a lot of them have weapons that are very tied to and don't want to replace them with other ones. So they can add more enchantments on it that unlock certain abilities. And then what we did was there is a hidden goal or a threshold that after you reach it, your weapon gets another upgrade based on whichever enchantment it has.
Yeah. And that's like the best way to do it. Because you may write a fucking backstory that relates to the weapon in like some significance. Like it was given to me by my dying soldier and brother-in-arms. And 2 sessions in, you find a dagger that's like +3. And you're like, oh, fuck. That's just way better. So
Yeah.
I guess
That's why
story
I quite like the way that second edition Pathfinder does it, where the scaling on weapons is based on runes that are transitive. So like if you find a sword that has like a +2 striking rune, you can move that. So you have to pay someone, but you can pay someone to like move it, or if someone has a skill, like they can move it themselves.
Interesting.
And the striking runes, instead of having like in D&D that's basically solved by like every so many levels marshals get extra attack.
Yeah.
Instead, if you have a striking weapon, the damage dice actually goes up by 1. So like striking,
So
like first level striking
2 and 1.
is 2 dice, like 2d6, and then there's another one where it's like better striking and it's 3d6.
Oh my
Because
god,
in
it's like
Pathfinder-
sharpness in Minecraft.
It's like sharpness in Minecraft, and there's like a bunch of other ones. There's like, Ghost Touch, and one that basically makes it Iron Man, Captain America, where it comes back to you and whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite
Frisbee.
good.
Boomerang. That's good.
Literally, you can just frisbee shit and it just like spawns back in your head. But I think that's quite good, where like it just lets you make the weapons you have better and better over time, and it scales, because in Pathfinder everyone has default 3 actions, and that's you can do with those 3 actions whatever. So I think it works quite well.
It
for the
reminds
system,
me
but-
of those like JRPGs where, for example, like Final Fantasy, you would have like 2 slots where you could put in like the orbs, and you could put a slot in that increases or gives you like better magicka, and then you have another one which increases your HP or your damage output, and then every character has 2 slots that just fills in, and you find these throughout the campaign out the game. It's similar to that in a way, where you just transfer and build the best you can with the resources that you've collected throughout the story. I think that's a good idea. I think that's
It's also
really fun.
like in Clair Obscure as well, with the
With the
Pictos and the...
yeah. Any sort of JRPG uses that sort of similar system. Not all of them do this like, carbon copy,
Yeah.
but
It's almost like charms sort of thing.
yeah.
Something to
Makes me
think
wanna write
about, but let's before we homebrew our own system, if you haven't watched it, we did 2 one-shots where we tested out 2 new mechanics, luck and stamina, that we'll be adding to our games. So it'll be very interesting to see how they develop over time.
Yeah. I think at the moment we're quite happy with where they are, because we had a little bit of a discussion at the end of the session, and I've spoken to some people out of the game as well about it. And I think they're both fairly, not well tuned, but they add an extra bit of spice to the game, which could be fun for you guys, especially since, not to say that D&D is stale, there's a point where we've kind of seen everything, and that's why custom stuff is so much fun, because you don't see it. Like, we've all scoured
It's
through
personalized.
the magic items, like the magic item list that's in like your fucking manuals. Like, oh my god, look, the bag of holding. Oh my god, the deck of many things. Like, you look through all of these things and you look at it, you remember it, and then you don't think about it, but when it comes up in the game, you're like, I know what that is. I know what that does. I've seen that. I recognize it. It's that memory kind of kicking in. So having something fresh, new to like keep stuff engaged and keep the game sort of ticking along, because God knows we're not going to be using 2024 at any point soon.
Yeah.
Unless they
Fuck that
start
shit.
adding more like subclasses, adding more sort of like Xanathar's Guide that they did for 2014.
Tasha's Cauldron.
Tasha's Cauldron of everything. Like as soon as they start expanding upon the rules that they've given beforehand and give a bit more flexibility on how to play the game, I always find it really difficult to change like your sort of TTRPG system, because if you go from something that has a lot, there's a long list of things that are already published by the creators of the TTRPG, that it allows players and allows the DM for a lot of kind of wiggle room to play around and to choose from. They're not just stuck to these three choices. Going to another one where there is only those three choices, it's like, it's a little bit tricky. And it just, I don't know. That's why 2014 is like the GOAT. I don't know why. I just can't not look away.
I think the problem is when you're moving from one TTRPG to another one that's very similar. Like moving from one system to another. But like if you're moving TTRPGs from like, you know, from this to Vampire the Masquerade, I feel like it's not easier, but there's like less chance for you to compare it to the other one, because it's a completely different setting with completely different systems. So there's nothing for you to call back or like confuse it or mix it up in your memory of what's 2014, what's 2024 sort of thing.
We did a one-shot on Daggerheart, and that's, I'd say, comparable to D&D 5e. Now, there's a lot that's different, but in terms of like the bones, the rolling system, like the stuff it's trying to do is like the same in a sense. You've got DCs, the levels are set, you roll dice to see if you can overcome them. There's just added things that they've kind of done to change up their system and make it different from D&D 5e. But when we did that, I felt like it was quite restrictive in the sense of like the character creation side. And
that's
like,
because it was behind the paywall.
Probably, yeah.
I did like the I forgot what it's called, the
Fear
background feature. No, where you had like at the start you get two
like a link,
a phrase or a word that you can write down, and then you get proficiency whenever there is a roll based around that phrase or that like word. Like you could write stealthy or armored or kind of like feats, but more loosey-goosey because it's not. Yeah, but something like that. That was interesting.
And having a link to another character is quite a good idea as well. I forget what it's called, but there was a way that you could essentially tie your character with another character in the party, and say that because of X situation, you guys gain X benefit. Like I can't remember what it was.
I remember something like it was kind of like help action, but better.
But in this sort of sense, it is all very loosey-goosey. It's not like written down in the mechanics of X does this, Y does that. It's kind of X does X question mark, Y does question mark. Like it's very open, which is good, I guess, in some sense. It's a lot of freedom, but I feel like it can be restrictive in the sense of you're not sure what to write down, or you might write down something that's too niche. I don't know.
Well, you get more as you level up, so that's what I figured out, at least, or something along those lines. So, but yeah, on the topic of like, you know, we already sifted through all of the magic items. I mean, it does kind of become a little bit stale, but that's why it's so cool DMing for people who've never played D&D before, only have like seen bits of it, because you can show them the bag of holding and they're like, what in the Mary Poppins? It's like, oh my god, like, yeah, that is a very cool item that we often overlook because it's like the first thing you get when you're like a veteran D&D player. You don't even think about your character not knowing about it, sort of thing.
That is like a sort of the reason why you DM, to see that elation on players' faces. Because, like you're saying, if someone's been in the circuit, played loads of games, and you're able to hit them with that moment of magic when they first started, that's kind of like the, all right, we've mission accomplished, guys. I can kill off their character now. We've done it.
It's something about seeing them learn how D&D works that's really fun for me, like figuring out resistances. Like you can see their gears and like, oh, it didn't do as much damage, but why? And it's like, oh, because it's a fire creature, so the fire damage isn't gonna do much to it. And then talking amongst, I don't know, it's very wholesome to me, at least.
It's been ages since I've played with like proper fresh eyes players. Because
Well, Marco technically never played D&D.
oh, true.
Played
true.
once.
We had a string of sessions with Marco. Yeah, it's true.
But if
Well,
you meant like a whole party of people who have
I'm
never
kind of talking
played
about
before.
like someone who's not like done any TTRPGs. I'm talking like bringing your grandpa
No
in
clue.
and seeing what the fuck happens. You know? Like, do you flirt with him? Do you go into that? Like, how?
Probably not.
Do you describe like fighting? Perhaps like PTSD kicks in. Like, what level are we talking here? Where do we begin?
I mean, you have D&D that's been adjusted for kids, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can
mean-
adjust it for adults too.
Yeah,
And
for
there's
sure.
way to play D&D. Like you can play D&D with like basically literally nothing as long as someone knows the rules. Like I was watching, I forget who it was, but someone was doing an interview and the person interviewing them had like no idea about tabletop games. Like, oh, do you want to play D&D? I think it was a Brennan Lee Mulligan clip.
It was probably a
But he-
Brennan Lee.
Basically just like started playing D&D with the interviewer by like, yeah, like you could be a character. What kind of character you want to be? Okay, you're in a tavern. What do you want to do? You look around, like pick a number between 1 and 20, and like literally just playing.
Yeah.
Like
Choose your own
D&D was
adventure
like,
sort of thing.
yeah. Like I tried during COVID when everyone was stuck inside. I managed to get my mom and my sister, who both play a lot of board games but had never played any TRPGs really, to play like one session of D&D with
How
me,
did that go?
which was interesting. Because I had them like make character sheets and everything, and I think that was a little bit much. I think, to be honest, the best way to introduce people is literally just to play like basically zero rules, zero context D&D, because people get it much faster than if you give them a sheet of paper.
Mm-hmm.
If people see a big sheet of paper full of information and freak out.
Not to mention that, like, I have gripes with physical D&D, like the regular D&D sheets. They are not easy to navigate whatsoever for beginners. Like, and also to like input stuff into it, because like you have the spells and like the spell list, and the only thing you can write down is the name of the spell. What it does, good luck. You're gonna have to be looking up it on Google every 5 minutes.
I think part of that is the sheets were designed. I mean, they're literally in the back of like the player's handbooks. Really, they were designed to be played with a book next to you, which just isn't feasible when the books are like $60. Like to play with a group.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, slightly silly.
My when I first got into D&D, and I actually bought the I got gifted it to me for Christmas from the parents. They didn't know what it was, and I basically asked for the starter set to see what was going on, because I didn't really understand what the whole D&D thing was. But I had been watching streams for a while, and I thought, let's see what this is. I'm quite interested. Let's give it a go. So I got the Fandolver's Minor Fandolver starter set, and I remember sitting down with my dad to kind of read through it, and neither of us knew what the fuck we were doing, and we were just like basically reading, and we're like, 4 goblins, what do we do now? What are we supposed to do? We didn't really have any context. So that's my first ever moment, and I remember packing it away and going, this isn't really for me. And then I got more into it, got more into like understanding, trying to learn, got the books, got the first book, which was the DM's Guide. Then I got the Player's Handbook, and then I got the Monster Manual. And then from those three, that's when I started to gain more confidence and actually DM a game in person with some friends. And we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. But that's the whole point of it, is to give it a go and have fun. As long as one of you is willing to go into the deep end and DM, that's like the only sort of hurdle you need to come across. And DMing isn't too hard. It's like chatting with your mates. Like, as we were saying, it's just, there's a tavern, what do you want to do? And then your friends, yes and then you yes and then you back and forth until things start to happen and it just starts making sense. It's just, we've all seen films, we've all seen like TV shows and whatnot. But for me, trying to teach people who have no understanding of anything. So that's why I gave the example of like the grandpa. Like, imagine teaching someone who's not seen those TV shows, not seen those films, and not really have an idea of gaming, and then just throwing them into this situation, how well they would do. I feel like that's fascinating, because that's what we were like at some point. But now, in the modern day, I feel like it's so much easier to be shown this sort of content, because you've got Lord of the Rings, you've got TV shows that parody D&D, because you've got the party, except, you know what I mean. And it's, yeah, I don't know. Could you find someone that hasn't been exposed to this sort of stuff? Is it even possible to be able to DM a game to people who have no context at all? Because
surprisingly, I know a lot of people who like know of D&D existence, but have no idea how the fuck you play it or what it is actually that you do. So I feel like you could find people, because people know of it but have no like actual concept of how, because that's how I was. Because in D&D interested me for a long while, but when somebody tried to explain it to me, I was like, but what?
yeah.
So you're
just talking?
say what you do, but like, what are the rules?
Yeah. Oh, it's just really weird how this little make-believe thing has gotten so big. And to think that we all find entertainment into something that doesn't really have rules. It's kind of all make-believe and imaginary to some extent, like the RP side at least. It's not like Monopoly, where there's literally rules and you're playing on a board game and you're having to follow that and nothing else. It's... Yeah.
How do you win? You don't win. That's always the one that I find explaining to people with no context. Like, you can kind of explain that it's like an improv board game. It's like, okay, how do you win? Not that kind of board game.
I guess the best way would be improv storytelling, I guess.
Yeah.
Like group storytelling.
Whenever I try to explain what we do to people who have no context, I just say it's improv comedy. Kind of just, you're yes-anding and you're just having fun and you're being a bit silly. And some people cry. Just the way it is, you know. Some people do.
I think, like, what we do, though, in our campaigns tends to be, like, compared to, like, average Joe D&D, is a lot closer to improv. I mean, when we did, like, the...
Crazy.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
when we played the Monster Hearts
all of it's
one-shot, we literally spent the entire session, I think we rolled dice twice. I don't think a single person used, like, any of their character abilities. And it was just literally, like, 3.5, 4 hours of us all just, like, playing pretend and texting each other imaginarily.
When are you guys going to do a part two?
Everyone had...
Fuck's sake.
I'd have to rewatch the entire one-shot. To be honest, I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, we would need to do a reminder 0.5 session.
I think it definitely didn't help that it was just a coalescence of the absolute like most yapper like group to do a one shot. Like
True.
no one had any drive to like do the plot. Everyone was too busy like spreading gossip and
And
driving
that's what
around.
Monster Heart is about, though, to be
Yeah,
fair. It's not like super.
And everyone was having a good time with it, but it was just funny because it's like,
Also,
yeah,
me
it's just a
getting
one
to do
shot. We can
the
fully do this. No.
yeah, like me getting to do the Valley Girl accent was also fun, so I didn't mind whatever you guys did. It's fine. So I'm just glad people had fun.
Grade
maybe we
A
can
fucking
always-
around.
Pretty much, but I would want us to test out other TTRPGs in the future. It's just finding the time, and I'm gonna be very busy this year, so we'll see.
Do you have any in mind that you've seen?
Jobs.
I'd actually quite like to try Pathfinder at some point.
Yeah,
Me too.
The good thing about Pathfinder is everything is for free. Everything is online and for free. All of it is online for free. All the rules, all of the resources, which is good. But unfortunately, the website where they've put everything on, it's called Archives of Nethys, is not like the most navigable by default. Where just like if like some of the like 5e tools that people have made where like the layouts of the websites is very clean and categorized, that's not really what Archives of Nethys is. But especially if you have a background in D&D, it's much easier to play Pathfinder. I think it would be much more difficult to teach someone
Fresh.
Pathfinder if
It's
they've never
more
played any games before, because it's way
gritty?
more crunchy. Yeah, it's
crunchy,
a lot more
yeah.
crunchy. And it's one of those games where it has definitely benefited like player base wise by the advent of stuff like Foundry, where it tracks all the numbers for you and you don't have to track it yourself as a DM and as players. Like where it will automatically apply conditions and those debuffs, and you can automatically apply auras to your character and those things. It's much easier to play Pathfinder not having to write all that shit down on a piece of paper, because we joke, but you can very easily become status man in Pathfinder, where like if you're fighting an enemy that has a lot of abilities and you've got friends that have buffs up, we also play on Foundry, where you can have like 8 statuses on your character, and you're just like,
I'm just imagining the fight with the demons where everything was super red on my screen, but just like rainbow because of all the different auras.
Fucking hell. Your brightness for that was insane.
Yeah,
Status
it's a saturation.
man, take me back.
The thing, I would also really like to try Vampire the Masquerade, just because, I don't know, sounds very cool. It does have a few expansions already. So, you know, you're not starved for options. I would like to find one that's more... I mean, I guess you could repurpose D&D for this, but if there is a TTRPG out there that's more like steampunk, detective, sort of Victorian England, sort of that kind of vibe.
Is
Murder
City
mystery.
Outlaws? Is that not like quite
Call
similar?
of Cthulhu. There's like
Not
Savage
in,
Worlds.
like, the
You could
Eldritch
easily
area, more like
Have a look at
You
Dust
could,
City
like
Outlaws.
Sherlock
I feel like that would
Holmes
be quite...
yeah.
Dust City Outlaws is... The only mechanic I remember from it is you have like this coin that is, I know a guy. And then you are basically working for like a crime syndicate of some kind. And you are trying to get jobs done for this syndicate. And you have special abilities, of course, but it's set within a steampunk aesthetic in a large city. And yeah, I think it's quite similar to what you're looking for. I'd seen it a long time ago. I don't know if it's changed or if there's updates been since, but this was
basically something gothic-ish sort of vibe.
like Victorian.
Yeah. Which is why I'm also drawn a little bit to Vampire the Masquerade, because I love playing D&D where there's like no technology per se,
Yeah.
but also it would be interesting to explore a time where there is some technology, but we're not like, sci-fi or present day sort of technology. Just like there's phone, there's radio, stuff like that. Just because as someone who likes making puzzles and mysteries in some of my games, phone and radio would be such a cool tool to use. And I know you can put out stone, they can play a message, but it's not the same. It's not the same vibe.
I'd be up for playing that. That sounds fun. I've always liked that
Yeah.
period as well. Like being able to play like
Yeah.
some sort of bruiser type or a speakeasy type person could be fun. Transatlantic
have a-
accents.
One shot because I have an area in the world that I'm building right now. That's like the Victorian steampunk area, and one shots would probably be a good way to like start world building.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's a slightly different era, but a friend of mine is really into kind of 20s era, like
Ooh.
kind of just everything, and used Savage Worlds to basically build out a one-shot that was like everything is perpetually the 1920s, and our characters were like a like showgirl, a bouncer, like a few mafia guys, and it was very interesting. Where like the system is just so, it's basically designed for people to make it like whatever the fuck they want.
Okay.
And it worked quite well as a basis. We've also used the same system to play a Fallout themed game, so it's quite good. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Could be interesting. Where like you can just kind of make up whatever you want and it just gives you a rule structure for like combat and stuff.
I've never really played a type of like period piece game. I've never done like set in a world of reality rather than fantasy. I've never played in like a sci-fi thing either. I've only ever done like the settings that we play in currently, which are medieval-esque with magic and
high
sword
fantasy.
sorcery. Yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely a couple games that are like really good for sci-fi stuff.
I'd love to play a Star Wars
Like
one,
various versions.
because I grew up on
I mean,
Star Wars.
there is Starfinder. Like that's like the easiest thing I think to just port and make it Star Wars, because it's literally it's Star Wars.
Well, there is a Star Wars TTRPG.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. Edge of the Empire or maybe something else. Not sure.
Something like that,
That
probably.
could be fun. As a one shot. If we end up doing themed things.
Why not?
Yeah.
We could do like a one-shot month.
I was thinking the exact same thing as we did before in October.
Yeah.
October, September, August? When was that? I can't remember.
Not August. It was October, I think.
Or was it September when I was away and we just did like the first half?
It was when you were it was partially when you were away.
So September.
September going into October, I think.
Well, we should try and do that again. I think that was good.
Because did I hold a one shot for my birthday?
You said you were going to. Wasn't that that one?
I don't know if it.
Monster Hearts.
The Monster Hearts one?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm pretty
I
sure
think
it was.
that was.
Because I
So
think
yeah,
that was
so
the
yeah,
first
then-
day I got there to the UK. I remember listening
Yeah,
to it
yeah,
live
yeah,
the
yeah.
next morning when I was getting ready.
So it was later part of September, probably going into October.
Yeah, it was on your birthday.
Interesting.
And then the first half we did some of my stuff. Yeah, we'll probably do that again, because I feel like that was the best way to use that time, because I lose 10 days in that month and it just fucks up the whole schedule. So
Yeah. And also it's nice to like have other people as well invited to the one shots when like some of the main cast can't make it and stuff.
yeah, and I think as well we kind of spoke about this, I think, in passing, but there may be people joining us for the campaigns as like temporary guests. So we'll see whenever that happens. But I think this year is like the year to do it because we have a good pool of people from the one-shots that we did last year who are hungry to do D&D but just don't have the time to join full-time. So they might be coming in for like a 2 or 3 session thing, or maybe a one-off. We'll see where the story lies, but it's definitely on the cards. So that'll be fun.
More friends, guys.
Hell, more chaos. Whenever I think of the fucking one-shots, I always remember the fucking Fae one we did, when it was 7 of us going absolutely mental.
Lord, that was just a fever dream. And those characters are walking around your world, man.
Hey, look, you were playing in that world, so you know what the world's like. It don't
Yep.
make sense a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's weird as fuck by default.
You got Brooke's character going on tours with the water boy. What the fuck? What the hell? And now after yesterday's session, we've got an MMA wrestling fighter now.
Yep.
Who's a human.
Yep.
For sure.
My god.
And they all know Cal.
There's going to be a point where
Yeah.
I'm just going to start forgetting shit so much because there's just so much going on now that my brain's like, who? What name? Who is this again?
That's fair, though. There's a lot of characters, and you're running 2 campaigns and in one, so...
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to mention, we also have characters that are in the same universe on a different planet, Max, that are totally safe and alive. Max.
Maybe we might do a continuation
fine.
of that this year.
Gasp. Yes.
A very
Still with Daggerheart?
a very musical one shot. Part
Part 2,
2.
Electric Boogaloo.
The Everlight cometh.
No! Stay away! Stay away!
Leave us alone.
Please. Not again.
Please. Again! What do you mean by that?
Dun dun dun. You have your theories.
Don't get me started on the Everlight and Soothsaying Nimbus theories. It's not gonna go well.
They are infinite.
Yes. But I have a question for both of you. Well,
Uh-oh.
technically 2 questions, but can be answered as one. Which... Fuck, there goes my pen. Which type of media inspires you the most? So, like, is it music, shows, book, etc.? And then, if so, which media do you think influences you the most when you make stuff, subconsciously or consciously speaking? Like, which song, movie / series?
Hmm.
I don't know. I've said this before, but I grew up on a lot more sci-fi than fantasy. So a lot of like the stuff that I grew up on was quite absurdist because it would be aliens and you'd have different alien planets with different things going on around them. So such as Doctor Who, where they would be traveling to different worlds and different timelines, etc. It was all a little bit weird, a little bit funky. So that sort of inspired me to have like unique looks and try to write different things from the norm. So growing up, that was like a big inspiration, I'd say. Secondly, so I like getting into the mind of a character, like character dramas, like 12 Angry Men, excellent movie. It is a perfect movie about filmed in one location. There's nothing about it that's cinematic in the sense of you're seeing explosions. It is one room. It is a conversation between 12 people about the fate of one person's life. And that's an hour and a half of just excellent writing. And for me, it's moments like that, like those sorts of like character studies that I am fascinated in, because I like to look at them and go, what are the flaws that this character has? What can this character do to be better? Why do they want to be better? Like asking the questions about that person. There's never really like a media in particular that I gravitate to more. I watch a lot of movies, TV shows not so much. I listen to a lot of music. I don't read that often, so I'd probably say movies. And I like some old classics. Like when I was ill at the beginning of the year, when I had this like fucking flu thing that I'm still recovering from, I spent one Monday watching just classic films from the 20s going into like the 40s. And I watched Casablanca for the first time, The Apartment. I watched a ton of other ones as well, both talking about anti-war propaganda sort of stuff, romances, the first sort of version of what a rom-com would be. That was The Apartment, a great film. Like seeing like the origin of things I quite like. I don't know. I'm an old school man at heart. I enjoy the simple things. And I like a blockbuster or two. But they don't like grab me as much as the character driven stuff. That's me.
What about you, Brooke?
My mom is a massive nerd in a way that I'm surprised she didn't play like original D&D more. Where she was always very into movies in particular, but kind of just a lot of media. Like when me and my sister were younger, it was very much a thing of like literally every day we would watch a movie. It was like, okay, you've eaten dinner, you've done your homework. Okay, we're gonna put a movie on for you now, and you're gonna watch this for an hour and a half, and then you're gonna go to bed. So even though I'd say like movies are probably the media that's had like the most impact on me overall, personally, I've always been a lot more into fantasy stuff over sci-fi, probably. And I also grew up on like a lot of the Ghibli movies and a lot of stuff like the Barbie movies, where I like kind of quirky fantasy is probably more immediately my thing, that versus like, you know, Lord of the Rings fantasy opera kind of fantasy.
I think people best describe it as hard world building and then soft world building, where Lord of the Rings is very like set in stone history, this and this happened, this works this way. Well, Ghibli's fantasy is more like you're not explained everything.
Yeah.
Like shit doesn't make sense and you don't need to understand it to understand the message of the movie.
Yeah. Where like probably my two favorite like Ghibli movies are The Cat Returns and Nausicaa, which are both kind of slightly different ends of the we're just doing fantasy, and it's just kind of it's colorful and it's a lot of things and everything has thoughts and feelings, and that's a good thing. Is kind of what I quite like. Like I think as well with movies like Nausicaa, where like the villains are like bad and they're evil, but a lot of the villains in a lot of the Ghibli properties are like maybe not even morally gray, but like they justify themselves and they at least like sincerely believe like genuinely that what they're doing is like the thing they should be doing, versus
like antagonistic rather than fully villainous almost.
Yeah, like as much as I enjoy Lord of the Rings and it's epic, I enjoy the world building of that more than like the actual story. Like I find villains that are just like evil kind of less interesting. So like Sauron, who like I know he has lore and stuff, but for all intents and purposes, he's just like evil.
Yeah.
Like he's just
Yeah.
doing evil shit kind of cuz, versus in like some other stuff where yeah, they're bad and they're the villain, but you know, at least they think they're being like righteous
They're
or
somewhat
whatever.
sympathetical. You can kind of like see
Yeah.
their
Like you
shoes.
can you can at least see how they got there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a good example, I think, for me at least, is Yubaba from Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Because she's not necessarily like she is an antagonist to the protagonist, but she's not always actively mean towards her, per
Yeah.
se. Like she does reprimand her in the start, she's very intimidating, but then she celebrates when Chihiro does something good. She is kind of like bitter about it at the end, but like obviously you can tell that she like has a soft spot for her. And same with like No Face, who is this like ominous figure, then turns into a monster to a then sympathetic, almost cute creature. So it's almost like nothing in Ghibli is black and white, sort of thing.
Yeah. Even like
The
in Princess
only thing-
Mononoke, the like woman who's running the town, like she is the antagonist. She is like cutting down the forest and killing the beast, but like she is, for all intents and purposes, trying to keep her like town from dying and getting got by all these mythical, massive kind of things. And I think a lot of older movies, like when you watch old movies from the 50s and stuff, the villains tend to be a little bit more like that on average, I find. Where like, unless it's war propaganda and they're fighting like capital E, the enemy, insert, you know, various nations, it tends to more be like they're fighting ideas, they're fighting like basically the idea of something that's become personified, and I find that more interesting as like from a character writing perspective, where like
yeah, I think
very
the only
rarely is a
thing-
character fighting like a person, really. Like usually people's struggles are like, if it is a person, it's like whatever that person represents manifest, versus like actually legitimately being that like one guy.
yeah, the only character that I can almost see being like evil is the fucking Cat King from The Cat Returns.
Yeah.
And he's not even evil, it's more just like, oh, ew. Ew.
Yeah.
But I think the only thing that's like always portrayed as bad in Ghibli movies is war, because
Yeah.
Miyazaki's very anti-war
Yeah.
in all of his work. I mean, fucking
really
Porco
love that about, yeah, and like that's one of the things I really love about Nausicaa as well. We're like transparent about what the like point of it is, and it's like, yeah, don't wage war against each other, kill each other, and destroy the environment. But it's, you know, the setting and the fantastical elements make it more accessible to like show people that kind of thing, which I quite appreciate.
I mean,
just
that's
think it's
kind of
great
the point
overall,
of
to be
art,
honest.
though,
Yeah.
to send a message of some kind, to make people feel things. That's why it's always used in propaganda, whether for good or bad.
To be honest, that's the other thing I love. I love propaganda. Like, as an idea. But like, as an idea, as a theory, as a practice, I find it very interesting.
It's
Because
morally
obviously,
gray,
like,
it's not always bad.
I've, like, through my life been quite involved in politics in, like, various ways and just life circumstances, and I've always been very kind of involved in art, so it's always been very interesting to me as an academic, as an academic thing, even just like the way people frame things, the way like different speechwriters will, you know, use different phrasing and use different things, and just academically I find it very interesting, which is why I also really like when like media plays with stuff like propaganda and how different people view it and what that means and that kind of thing. Like recently I've watched Silo, which I found really good.
Haven't heard
And
of
it's
it.
I've seen
it's on Apple TV. It's a very
it rings a bell. I've
it's
just not
based on
seen
it's based on a series of books. And
Mhm.
basically humanity lives in like a fallout shelter basically underground and are told that like, you know, the world outside is destroyed, we have to live down here. But they have basically no history because their internal history is basically like 100-something years ago there was a revolution and they burned all the books and wiped all the hard drives.
Oh, okay.
And like that's it. But we live in here and we do this and we're doing this for like another few hundred years and then we're gonna go out and we're gonna save the earth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the whole thing is like very surveilled, very centrally controlled. And one of the characters you see the perspective of quite a lot is basically one of the guys that's in charge. It's basically the propaganda minister and like the mayor who's running it. And so it's very interesting to see like their perspective, which is like they're saying do this, do this, do this, you know, lie to the people, do this propaganda to have this effect, and then how that's received.
Yeah, it's
Which
kind
was
of like
quite interesting.
setting a light to the match of revolution, like that sort of thing, like stirring the minds of people to think outward, to have this almost altruistic view on things rather than a single-minded position. Because freedom of
Be
speech,
skeptical.
that's sort of kind of like the best part of freedom of speech, is being able to show someone your perspective. Whether it's good or bad, I think freedom of speech is great because we all get the chance to share our piece. You can have discourse because of it. You can have the same opinions. It's neither here or there. But just the fact that we can say these things and we're not being looked at with a fine-tooth comb, because there are some places that are fucked. So, yeah, I'd agree with you, Brooke. I'd say the same. There was a film I watched when I was doing my period of sort of like old movie watch-alongs. There was a film called Paths of Glory, and that's like an anti-propaganda sort of, I don't say anti-propaganda, anti-war film, which was, the plot essentially is the generals have given a bad command to the people in World War One fighting the trenches, and they do an all-out attack to take out one place, but it fails amazingly because of the shit put in place by the generals. And then the generals are now pointing fingers to show blame because the people basically ran. They retreated because there was no way they could have won. They would have just died. So then it's a discussion of, well, they retreated, but the plan was bad. Does not matter. They still retreated. They're still cowards. We need to show them what happens if this takes place again. So it's, what are the ramifications? Do we punish a squadron? Do we execute them? Do we pick out a handful from each team? And then it becomes a trying to defend these people that were elected to take the place of blame for why this effort didn't work. And then the story continues from there, and it becomes this sort of like introspective look at how war is kind of portrayed and who is really kind of running things, who is truly the villain. And the story paints it plain and simple. The generals are the ones who are issuing commands from their high tower and lording over everyone who is taking the front of the damage. They're just throwing bodies at the walls, into holes, and they just sat there issuing commands and just letting it happen again and again and again. And it's stories like that that we can tell to say, look, life is important. A decision like this cannot be deemed at fault by the people who followed said command and later retreated. This is higher up, and this is a problem then, but because it was set during the First World War, it was different back then. And yeah, the film continued thusly. But I'd agree with the propaganda.
We love falling for propaganda. I'm kidding. Well, again, I mean, not
Everyone
all of
open
it
up
is
your AI
bad.
textbook.
Oh my god, don't get me started. It's
I mean, on the topic of
crazy
good
because
propaganda.
yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead. Go
I was
ahead, go
just
ahead.
gonna say, on the topic of good propaganda, the amount of data and studies and stuff that has come out about like Gen Z and how people on average are stopping drinking, drinking less, and that whole kind of campaign, I'd say, is a actually good example of like air quotes good propaganda actually overall helping people's health and well-being and whatnot.
Yeah.
Where we were all had it hammered into us in school, like don't like drinking is bad for
If you
you, and
smoke,
obviously
you'll
there's
die
other
by the age of
factors.
30.
But like
Okay.
I have a lot of friends who are just like completely sober, just don't drink, and like that's very common. And I feel like my parents, who are obviously not Gen Z, they're a bit older, are always quite surprised by the amount of friends that I have that just like don't drink like at all, which is an interesting example, but we'll see how that changes. Be
Yeah,
interesting to see.
for sure. Like the whole drinking scene in the UK is like getting less and less. Like people prefer to just hang out and have a social in like a cafe or something rather than go out at night and get fucking ripped off for buying a pint of beer or a gin and tonic or whatever drink you end up having, and then spending like 10 times you would do normally and have a headache and a hangover and not even remember half of it. Like,
we're too poor to be drunk.
I don't know, I still do it, but it's a big thing now. Times are changing.
I mean, most, if not all of my friends never drink to get drunk. Like, we drink in moderation, essentially, and only for special occasions. But whenever there's a hangout, most of the time, it's like fucking chug that iced tea. Like, we don't, like, especially if we're hanging out at somebody's home most of the time, unless it's a birthday, there won't be any alcohol or anything like that.
Yeah.
I do think, though, vape unfortunately did set back the whole not
Anti-smoking thing.
Yeah.
It was on such a good trajectory of people not smoking, and then they invented flavored air, and it went out the window.
Which, to me, when people came with the whole, oh, but it's helping people get off of cigarettes, I'm like, dog, that's like
It has helped all
giving
the
a
people I know who
person,
smoke get into cigarettes. Like,
because that's like taking away whiskey from an alcoholic and giving them a beer. It's like, it's helping them get off of the alcohol. No, it's not. It's the same thing, just slightly packaged, and it's turning out to be even worse than cigarettes.
Yeah.
So, because it has way more immediate damages, and it can cause irreversible damage. While cigarette smoke damage can be reversed, this one does like permanent damage to your heart, which is, it's like, how does this shit get put out for people to consume without being tested, and they're not like arrested for this shit? Because I feel like you should be.
Well, I think it's less about testing and more the sense of it's the prolonged effects that no one had in mind. Like, they didn't know that it was going to cause that much of a problem to like heart effects and things like that. Of course, the testing should have been longer.
Pesticides, putting pesticides in there. You didn't think it was gonna cause problems to the human body. They knew what they were doing. They just wanted to sell the next
It's just
new
a gateway
thing.
drug. Yeah, it's the next hit. It's the next thing. It's the next fad. That's all it is. In like 10 years, there'll be something else that's like putting droplets in your eye or something, and that'll be the next big thing. There'll be something like that.
I feel like that would be too inconvenient for people.
Maybe a droplet on your tongue then, like just a pipette, and then you drop it, and then that's it. You have the
like
sensation.
patches.
Yeah, like it's gonna be something like that. It's whatever's the most effective, quick, easy to use, doesn't need charging, like those sorts of things. People just like they're like, yeah, fuck it, I need something.
yeah.
It's gonna happen.
I mean, I think the other thing with vapes is it's like very, at least like areas where I grew up, it's very not socially acceptable to like smoke inside.
Yeah.
But if you're vaping inside
fine.
at like a house party or something, like it's like more socially
I'm gonna
acceptable,
rage.
even though it's
Because it's
Well,
so
yeah.
common sense for like you go into an airplane, you go into public transport, you go into cinema, you don't smoke. That's common sense. Yet people vapes, and if you've done this, I will come for you. If you vaped in a cinema, in any kind of enclosed space with other people where I can't get away from your fucking watermelon bubblegum flavored fucking smoke, I will tackle you, because what do you mean? It's so like no awareness that you shouldn't be doing that stuff in public spaces like it is with cigarettes. I hate it. Burn them all, thank you. Well, maybe don't burn them because that would cause a lot of toxic fumes, but like dispose of them safely.
Natasha Limonada on YouTube just put capitalism, and with a shrug emoji. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. 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 It was 30 minutes ago, but yeah.
I just saw it now. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's the world. It's the way the world's
Oh,
going,
well.
unfortunately. More big corporations are going to be owning everything that we have, that we see, that we use on a day-to-day, and it's going to end up in the world of Ready Player One. You're going to be playing your video games.
pendulum. No. Hope
to
chord. The
everyone.
pendulum will swing back. The pendulum will start swinging back the other way, and we'll have fantastic social reform.
Oh my god!
And the world will heal, and unions will regrow.
Let's go, solar punk.
Yep,
Do you guys
I'd
know
rather
about
that,
it?
please. Yeah.
Solar punk. It's like, if in the future we found to use technology to sustain the Earth, like solar energy, gardens that are, basically utopia-esque, like the complete opposite of cyberpunk.
Mhm.
Like that, like one future, like utopian, like image with all the like fantastical sci-fi white buildings. Actually, that, but like farm core.
Yeah. But that's one thing for me as a DM and generally as a creative person. I did also watch a lot of Ghibli movies as a kid, and a lot of the stories that we had as kids, at least here, were fables. So it was a lot of nature spirits, a lot of animals. So nature in general, I guess, is a big inspiration for me. Because there is so much out there, and I know people like, oh, I don't know if we've seen anything, I'm gonna make a fantastical creatures. And then you look at the creatures that like the deep sea or from a different continent, and you're like, this is cool as fuck. Why not use this? Like, you don't need to always come up with new things when nature already has a pretty interesting solution to your problem, creatively speaking. But just like, also the idea that human beings are intrinsically good, I guess. I don't like to believe that we are evil by nature. I like to believe that a lot of us are good and that we are community centered. Like, as in, you will help out a fellow person without expecting much. Like, most of us will help out hold a door for a person, or pick something up for them if their hands are full, and they can't reach it, and not expect anything in return. Just like
And research
basic
actually
kindness.
supports that on average people are good and want to help each other. I had to do quite a lot of research on kind of that sort of stuff for my dissertation. I ended up reading a lot of studies, and yeah, on average, we really want to be around other people, and we want to have interactions with other people. Otherwise, we're less happy and have worse health.
Our brains literally shrink if we're too alone for a long time. We are social creatures by nature, but I feel like we're also kind creatures by nature. Whether that's some like spiritual thing or whether it's like survival, you need, survival instincts, we need to take care of each other because we don't survive alone. We need a group of people.
Yeah.
How do you keep a group of people together? You be fucking nice to each other. So, to at least like some degree, obviously there's fucking evil people out there. CEOs, I'm looking at you. But I feel like on a basis level, on like most of us are good.
We can all
Or at least
sympathize. We can all be
potential to be
empathetic.
good.
I think it's just some people decide to disconnect that, even though they can probably still feel those things. They just have other tendencies that block them out, whether it's selfishness, jealousy, something along those lines.
Because you have people with the sociopathic disorder, like social, what is it called?
Antisocial personality disorder.
Antisocial personality disorder, yes. Or like sociopathy, where like they know that they can't feel empathy, but they're not bad people, and they recognize that, and they just find ways to rationalize good actions that is not based on empathy.
Yeah, it becomes logical in sense.
Yeah, because they still want to be good people. It's just not based necessarily on empathy because they can't feel it.
Yeah.
Which again, that means that people who do have the ability to feel empathy have no excuse. It costs nothing.
Be nice to each other. Play nice, or I will get you.
Jesus.
I will get you.
Be nice or I'll be mean. Well, this
What do you guys feel
conversation
about
topic has
the
really
whole...
changed.
Yeah, I guess. The indomitable human will. Let's go.
Go on, what are you going to say? How do you guys feel?
About the whole nice is different than kind.
I think that's true in some senses. I think being kind is more productive.
More
like,
what?
more like productive for people.
True.
I mean, that's my perspective on it. But what do you guys think?
Well, nice is just a general term, whereas kind is almost something more definitive. Like, you can say, that's nice. Doesn't mean it's
But like when
kind.
someone is nice versus when someone is kind.
Yeah,
sort of
but
thing.
kindness is a show of like actual, like, it's a forward motion, right? Whereas nice is just almost like a stale comment. It's just like a generalization. Whereas kindness has to be done. Like, kindness has to be something you actively do. It's an action. You're kind. You're being kind. It's kindness. When someone's nice, it's just like, that's it. There's like nothing really there. If that makes sense.
More like their aura rather than their action.
Yeah, it's more of like,
I guess.
it's more of a passive, whilst kindness is more of an active. You have to do something to be kind. You don't have to do anything to be nice. Nice is just
like I
plain.
feel like nice is similar to politeness, I would say.
Like I could smile at you and someone would go, oh, that's nice. I wouldn't say they're kind. That's completely different.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, they're very different from each other, I'd say. But they're not mutually exclusive from one another. You can have both be very similar, but they both represent different things, different states of how someone is. You can't fake kindness, really. Like, kindness has to come from the heart. Niceness, you can. You can fake being nice. It happens a lot. Unfortunately.
And also, when you're nice to everyone, are you really being kind?
Morally grey. Morally grey.
Yep. Well, interesting to see how a different media shaped how you guys write your... Because I can definitely see it in the way Doctor Who has inspired you, and Carthaic, at least in some sense, especially with the
insane.
whole timey-wimey, sure, and also timey-wimey stuff. But I can totally see also, like, Brooke, how Ghibli has inspired you as well, and some fantasy movies and stuff.
Especially for an artist.
Very
Like,
nice.
I imagine Ghibli is
Yeah.
like, fucking hell. That must have created tons
Absolute
of
cinema.
artists, you know.
Yeah.
I never watched it growing up. I'd never seen a Ghibli movie until, like, in my 20s, pretty much. I don't...
Have you seen all of them?
No. I
To be
haven't.
fair, I haven't seen
should do a
Nausicaa,
movie
so
night.
I haven't. We should.
Oh, Robbie, you would like Nausicaa. You would like
Is
I
that the
know-
Valley of the Six
You
Winds
know
or whatever
what?
it's called?
I have.
Yes.
Is that one? Yeah. I didn't
Nausicaa
quite
in the
like
Valley of
it.
the Wind. It's the first
I know
one.
you said it's your
the
favourite.
first one that Miyazaki did,
Yes. Yeah.
and I adore that movie.
Personally, for me, I
And
thought
it's-
Princess Mononoke was just a better version of that because they were touching on similar topics. Personally.
Yeah, it definitely does. Like,
Brooke,
Yes.
I have at my flat given to me by my uncle. Hi, uncle, if you're still in chat. The like comic book slash art book of Nausicaa, like 2 thick books, and if we
Very
do end
nice.
up meeting up, I'll totally let you borrow them if you want.
oh,
Um,
very cool.
I love art books. I just wish I had the money for them, because god
Yeah.
damn, they're expensive.
One of my friends from back home, for my birthday, we all as a friend group all really like Arcane, got me the massive fuck off bright neon pink Arcane art book, and that thing
I
is so
hate you
thick.
so much. I'm so jealous. It's so cool. Please take pictures. And
Yeah,
send.
it is very cool, and there was a lot of like secret little things in it. Like one of the pamphlets is just like inserted into it is the letter that Vander writes Silco and he never sees, that gets left in the mine, and it's
Oh,
like a
I've seen
physical
someone
letter
read
with them
that.
like
Oh my god.
it's very good.
Robbie literally dying.
Wait.
#1 fan over there.
To be fair, I have a lot of criticisms for season 2. Now that I've had some
Yeah.
time to like sit on it.
I remember when it first came out, you were like,
Artistically,
cinema.
It is cinema, but there are some
it is
things
cinema
that like
artistically. It's really good. Still, I think it and Spider-Verse having some of the best art direction series and movies have had in a long time. Plot
Yeah.
wise, no. No.
What do you mean? I'd totally forgive my girlfriend for becoming a fascist and like trying to kill my whole country.
I can like
What do you mean?
okay with that, but I feel like they just started focusing so much on Noxus halfway through, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about them. Do that in the next show. I don't give a fuck. And then lost the plot with what the original season was trying to say. So that frustrated. They went a little bit too big, and they can say that there wasn't 5 seasons planned. But you are lying to us and to yourselves, because we all know there was 5 seasons planned with that fuck ass plot. But oh hey, what can you do? Maybe the Noxus series they're doing will finally get more seasons? Do a better job?
If it's the same level of detail as this one, I don't think they will. it's very restrained by budget because it's expensive as fuck.
Yeah, but they have an infinite money printer known as League of Legends.
Yeah, but you'd think if anyone
Infinite
was
money glitch.
if anyone was to be cashing these in, would be Netflix, and they just did 2 for Arcane. Like, I would have thought that'd gone on for longer because season 1 was like hailed. Like, if you look at IMDb, I know IMDb is not the best place for ratings to check them out, but it is one of the highest animated shows ever, and that just has 1 and 2 seasons. At the time, with 1 season, it was already in the top like 10. So I don't know.
I'm still glad at the success of K-pop Demon Hunters. Absolute cinema. Like,
Yeah.
and hear me
It's
out.
so
This is gonna
peak.
sound a little weird. I think Golden almost became the new Let It Go.
It was close.
It was close. With the way it's been played on the radio over and over. Even though the rest of the songs are really good. I'm surprised Soda Pop didn't get played as much as Golden
I mean,
did.
it was charting as well. Like, Idol, Soda Pop, and Golden were all charting for quite a long time.
Yeah.
But I think
Golden
it's just
Soda.
because that is like the main song, and it's the one that's been winning all the awards, and it's the one that went #1. Like, I think they've just been pushing it more as well.
Yeah, it's definitely the one they've been pushing the most because it's been on all the chat shows as well. They've not played a single other song from the film. It's mainly been that one in the advertising, and with good reason. It's the most, I think,
Good song.
friendly for everyone to listen to because it's upbeat, it's catchy, it's got like an insane high note that no one
Production
can
value,
ever repeat.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a really good song. It's a good movie, and I get that some people are like, it's cringy, but like,
You have no hobbies.
I
You
feel
have no
like
friends. It's
if
fun.
it were
Enjoy the
guys
fun.
who were doing half of those things, a lot of people wouldn't find it as cringy, but because girls don't often get portrayed like this in media, like goofy or gross or horny or whatever, people cringe at the same way they cringe that
Turning
is
red.
it Turning Red? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because girls don't get depicted that way often in media. It's usually glossed over. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the portrayal of girls being gross and horny for guys. Hell yeah! Accurate representation. Max comments.
I
Thoughts.
can't help. I don't know what happens in girl sleepovers. I've never been in one. I don't know. Is this a real portrayal? I'll say yes.
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 The
Although I
people
don't-
are telling me to agree.
I
There's
go with the
definitely
masses.
not a gun pointed at his head right now. Don't worry about it, guys.
It's
But
completely fine.
Yeah.
oh, imagine if we did glitter hearts, which is the like transformation hero thing, but it's like K-pop Demon Hunters universe. That would be sick.
Fun,
But
that would
then
work,
You'd
to
have
be
to
fair.
like do a sing along. It'd be a musical. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's all about
but
singing.
sing.
I cannot sing. I cannot sing like
That's
that.
fine. We can pretend. Like when you all sing together,
Lip
it kind of
sync.
sounds fine. Lip sync.
Yeah.
now.
With the Discord delay
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the
Even
stream delay,
better.
this
I
will be
feel like
fine.
it would be better for IRL play, to be fair. Most likely.
Yeah.
What,
The
doing
other one I
karaoke
thought would be
D&D?
fun.
That's mad.
Oh my god, yeah. Having
We
like
should do-
doing a one shot that's like very the Barbie movies themed, partially just because
yeah.
I've been rewatching them, some of them recently. And low-key, half of them would make great one shots, just literally rip the entire plot and it just kind of works.
To
Like
be honest, yeah. Any
like
you had in mind?
Barbie and the specifically, I was thinking Barbie and the Three Musketeers, just because it's
Yes.
so D&D. They're a party. They have a mentor. They get a quest. Like they invade like a ball. They save the prince. They like go on. They do a lot of shenanigans. They've got talking pets. Like
Spoilers.
it's very D&D. It's so completely
And also just like the
D&D.
shenanigans of invading that ball is very D&D.
Can
Yes.
I,
Yeah.
if we do this, can I end up playing that fucker, the fucker with a massive head? I always forget his fucking name.
Who?
The one who's coloured like Sully from Monsters Inc.
Bibble?
Yes.
Do you know how he sounds like?
Does he have like a really stereotypical like deep voice? Is it some like
He-
the
he
opposite?
doesn't-
At some point. But it's
Yeah.
usually.
I can do this. I'm going to piss off everyone at the
sassy.
table.
To be fair, those movies, the fairy ones, are all also extremely D&D. Like the
Yep.
whole Laverna
Yep.
plot and the color magic and the fairies disappearing and losing their wings is a very incredibly D&D plot. I'm
And then
realizing
they're, like,
maybe I was very
weird-
prone to D&D.
No, it's been programmed since my
primed.
childhood. It was always meant to be.
It was
Um,
inevitable.
But to be fair, I feel like there's a. If you are within a certain Venn diagram, eventually you will stumble your way into D&D. Like nerdy,
Yeah.
artist, gay, into fantasy.
I think because it's become such a phenomenon and a lot of people play it, especially those creatives such as writers and directors and people in entertainment industry know of it or have played it when they were younger and got them into the business to begin with. You see a lot of TV shows parodying it. So you get a lot of people watching that, watching the special D&D episode where they all gather around the table. And that's also an inspiration. People watch that and go, oh, that looks fun. I'll get my friends together and we'll play that. It's
Yeah. It's crazy how you want to learn about D&D and how it's played. You see it everywhere in media. It's like that's D&D, that's D&D, like
It was
the one
funny
Gravity
watching
Falls
Stranger-
episode.
Yeah, it was also funny watching Stranger Things. And, like, they don't reference it a lot, but, like, every now and then, like, because the final season just came out, and I was watching with my family who don't play D&D, and every now and then there would be, like they'd reference D&D, and I'd be like, that reference is technically wrong, but that's D&D.
Yeah.
Or, like, when there's very obvious, this is not a displacer beast, but it's a displacer beast, like, in random pieces of
Yeah,
media.
like, oh my god. Did you see that one video where it's like me if I made a plan how people in Stranger Things do for a D&D campaign? Okay, guys, I know we're under-leveled, but if we all gather together and surround it, I'm sure we'll be... Oh, we're all dead. Oh, we have all died. We did a TPK. Fine.
Can we get a respawn, please? Amnesia plotline?
amnesia.
Amnesia plotline, everyone?
Plotline. But even in Stray, the cat game,
Yeah.
yeah, there is a D&D reference where you see two robots talking to each other. And one is like, dude, I told you to make your character. She's like, it's too complex, or something along those lines. I was like, wait a minute. I know what they're talking about.
I wonder if it's ever going to get to a point where it just like falls off. Like fads. Like things just like end.
I
at some
could
point.
see D&D
But
like
not
as a
TRPGs.
media, as a property. Yeah, I think they're so commonplace and like have been around in kind of various forms for like a long time now, really.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like board games. Board games have been around since like the age of man.
yeah.
We always found something to entertain.
And like
even,
ourselves.
Monopoly
like-
hasn't always been the most popular, but like we
And it was
now
also
we play
stolen
other
from
games,
a woman.
but yeah, it was. And it was originally
Yeah.
anti-capitalist, but it's fine.
But it's also like from when you're little you play pretend. That's like one of the games every kid plays.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, will playing pretend ever go out of fashion? No,
Fucking hope
probably
not.
not.
Fucking hell. If that ever happens,
Because it,
goodbye world.
Kids and
No imagination.
kids and the iPad, they don't have to play pretend anymore, guys.
That's kind of the scary
see,
part.
you say that,
It's scary.
but they still play pretend in some way. They play pretend in fucking playing different like Roblox games
yeah.
where they're like different situations. It's slightly different, but still. And when they're young, when they're toddlers, they do play pretend still.
It's more the fact that if the like entertainment machine ends up coming to a point where there's no originality, then what the kids then take on as imagination, because imagination needs creativity, otherwise you're just splurging out the same thing. So
Have you seen 3-year-olds? They have no filter whatsoever. They will come up with
now
the
they do, but I'm saying in
fucking
the future.
insane shit ever.
But like for example, with the fads of like 6-7, like you say 6-7, all the kids go 6-7, 6-7. Like I'm talking about that. It might get to a point where in the future, you say one word, it just activates something inside it. They're like sleeper cell agents, and there'll be no creative mind. It would
6-7 is the beginning of the end.
Exactly. You just do this, and they go 6-7. Like they know.
I'm talking like 3-year-olds to 5-year-olds when they're like still unfiltered. They have no like when do kids develop empathy? When they're like 6 or something? Before that,
literally before that, they're literally
nothing.
little psychopaths.
They're literally tiny little psychopaths running around, and you have to teach them things. And you know, most people will like portray kids playing as like, oh, we're playing in a store or something, but then like you actually listen to
Hostage
what they're saying. And it's like, yeah, it's like,
My Barbie's
it's a cold
dead.
winter,
It was killed
we're
by
starving.
the other Barbie. Yeah.
My wife hasn't been back for 10 days, and we have no food on the table. How will me and my 4 children and our 1 dog survive this cold winter?
Patricia.
It's like, what? Yeah. So, you know.
I remember me and my friends played games like that, where it's just like, how the like, it's just we watched one episode of like some like survival TV show over your parents' shoulder, and now it's like just the thing.
Yep. Yep.
So interesting.
Did you guys
Watching
watch
little
those
kids.
what is it called? Warrior Ninja or something like that?
Ninja Warrior.
Like the Ninja Warrior, yeah.
The trials
When you were
where they
little.
run across and try and beat.
Like parkour,
Yeah.
strength.
Watched a lot of that.
Yeah. When I
Watched a
was a
lot of that
kid, it
growing
was
up.
one of my favorite things.
There was
I
that
don't
and
know why.
Takeshi's Castle, which was on constantly. And it'd all be old things that were like from 2000. And this is me even like younger. I'd see it on TV and it would be
If you
like,
say 3.
it'd be like 2000. No, it'd be like stuff filmed
2000,
from the
okay.
2000s. And you'd be watching it at 2007 and it'll still be on. It'll still play repeats and you watch it in 2000. It'll be the same recordings, it's just constantly on. There was a channel constantly playing them. It was great. I loved it. I love Ninja Warrior.
I remember when they played shows for free on television. Remember that?
Remember
when you didn't have to pay for a
you were still
subscription
paying.
service?
You're still paying for cable.
Well, cable, but still, you know, you weren't paying for a fucking Netflix.
To be fair, there used to be free TV channels.
Yeah, I didn't
there
have
still
cable
are.
for the longest time.
Just Ariel and it's
Yeah.
just whatever.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
The
Cats on the
TV
ceiling.
license thing in the UK is a unique wonder.
Like I didn't have a Cartoon Network when I was growing up. At all. Ever.
How did you
My parents were
watch
like,
animated
nope.
stuff then?
There was Nickelodeon. Yeah.
We had German Nickelodeon.
We had Serbian Nickelodeon.
Well,
And we had Minimax, which was kind of like more kid-friendly. Did you also have Minimax?
We had it at one point. I think we had it when we were in Switzerland when we were younger.
Yeah, because there was a lot of like Bibi and Tina.
Yes. Yeah.
There was Hungarian folk tales sort of thing. There was the
I
one
think that's a
cooking
very, like-
show.
I think it's a very European,
Yes.
like Central European thing.
Winx was on there too, I think. Surprisingly. And we
It's
had
just
like
everywhere,
Happy TV, which that's where the most anime that I probably shouldn't have watched when I was that age aired. Like Full Metal Alchemist at the ripe
Full
age of
Metal
6.
Alchemist. Oh, Full Metal Alchemist is peak though. It's
I
so
was 6
good.
and it was the scene when they like all the blood happened. And I was like, what the
It was the
fuck?
Chimera scene.
I was just watching. No, it was the when they're like trying to summon their mom back.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
the one loses the arm, the one completely blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's not spoilers. If you didn't watch it by now, what the fuck are you doing? But you know, to a 6-year-old who's just watched SpongeBob, what the fuck?
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
It's
I mean,
so
also
good,
like
though.
a lot of the magical girl animes that were on at the time were slightly questionable.
What do you mean? There are no questionable episodes of Winx Club. At no point do they
Totally
like
not.
kidnap, questionably tie down, and like gaslight, manipulate, and suspiciously touch any of the characters. This never happens.
No, and definitely none of the girls in Mermaid Melody were like 13 years old. No, no, all
I was
good.
literally just thinking about that one when you were saying that. I've never seen any of these shows, but Robbie showed me fucking Mermaid one. Jesus Christ.
Winx
I
Club
still
is
know all
also
of the
incredibly
songs.
D&D, to be fair.
It is. It very much is.
Have you
And they
you've
still
seen
can't
Full Metal
reboot it properly,
Alchemist?
fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My girlfriend actually
Yeah.
rewatched it recently from beginning
I
to
think
end.
everyone should watch that show at least once. Even if you don't give a fuck about anime, I think everyone should watch that show once because it's just
I haven't watched it
brotherhood, but it's just so good.
I think it's one of the better
It's-
representations of what anime can do because it doesn't have to lean into episodes where it's filler. I say filler in the sense of
Yeah.
remember this, remember that, like oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
You watch some animes and it will just be fucking 20 minutes of just flashbacks from a scene you've already seen, and you don't know if you can fast forward it because something might
Oh,
happen.
Naruto.
Yeah, so that's why I've never really watched many anime shows because they are very long-winded. And from the ones that I have seen, like bits of Hunter x Hunter, there was just like a lot of callbacks, and I'm just like, fuck me, I can't be bothered.
It's why I always watch the short ones, like 24 episodes or 2 seasons of 24 episodes, and that's it. Because
I just want
fuck me if I'm gonna watch 100 episodes. Like,
if the show is
I'm not
catered
doing all
for
that.
an adult audience, treat them like a fucking adult and actually like convict and go through the story without treading backwards. Just because you need to fill in and you promise 24 episodes, don't fucking add in shit that you don't need. Actually do some character growth or like expand upon things because it's the cheapest.
Well, I don't think filler
fucking thing.
episodes are always bad.
I don't
like-
know. It pisses me off. Just pisses me off.
Sometimes you can have a good filler episode that still expands on character, but it's not like moving the main plot forward. It's just
I think
some
you can have
character
a
interactions
callback
that need to happen.
episode. I think a callback episode is perfect. I think that's fine, especially if it was something that happened a long time ago. But the episode itself still pushes forward. Episodes in anime can literally just halt the story, and you are stuck there watching like a compilation reel for 3 episodes on the bounce of like the last 100 episodes. But
What show has hurt you?
I just look at the long list of like anime, and I'm like, fuck me. Like One Piece.
But like a beach episode.
But that's fine. That's like expanding upon characters. It's not a flashback.
Yeah, but I say that's filler.
But
Still.
that's filler that continues the story in some way. I'm talking about stuff that like
Ish.
stops and recounts the things you've already seen because you're a baby.
Yeah, but you know, if it's an older anime, there is a possibility that those things are in there because it was originally planned to air on TV, and there might be a possibility where it's like a new episode
People
every
haven't seen
week or
them.
other week or haven't seen them, so they're putting those in for people who haven't seen. At least I think that might be the thing. If it's newer anime, then yeah, what the fuck are you doing? But
I
if
get
it's
it.
older anime, there is a chance that was the.
They used to do
Yeah.
the same with
It-
like
this is
Yu-Gi-Oh and like Pokemon when I was
all on
growing up.
Crunchyroll. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so funny on like when you're watching it on like Amazon, like in the previous episode, bitch, I watched the previous episodes 5 minutes ago. Like, I didn't forget.
I just saw this.
And then the previously is like a tenth of the runtime. It's like, fuck me, really? Just wasted all that time recapping.
Oh well. But yeah, I prefer still shorter animes because I'm not watching 100 episodes. Unless I really, 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 really like it, I'm not watching all that.
Full
I kind of
Metal
want to.
Alchemist.
I kind of want to try One Piece. I kind of want to give it a
Oh,
go.
but
I got
See you
70
next year.
episodes
See you
into
in
One
2
Piece,
years.
and that's as far as like you have to be so dedicated. Even the abridged version is still so goddamn long.
I just want to like see what all the hype's about because it has to be long running for a reason. You know, there has to be a good reason for it. And
not really. I mean, the non-filler episodes I think are probably good, but it's like, dude, just give yourself more time. You don't need to put in filler episodes, man.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Another thing that we could do, I know there's quite a lot of people who are wanting to join for Minecraft at various points, but the actual final We Promise this time last ever Terraria update is coming out in a few weeks, so we could do some Terraria. If I don't know if enough people have the game. Oh,
I do have it. I played it once many, many years ago when it first came out, and I've not touched it ever since.
yeah,
Could
I'm
go.
surprised that neither of you have played it that much. Flesh of
I would
All.
need to
It's quite good.
it. I'm not sure. I will see. I will see. But I just want to say I also recently watched Magica Madoka, at least the like first like series, because there's multiple and then there's movies.
Yeah.
Absolute cinema. The first magical girl you meet pulls out 10 Glocks. I couldn't ask for more. It's a dark twist on magical girls, and it's very absurdist. But
So,
also,
well, 10 Glocks. You'd fucking hope so.
I like that it doesn't end on a sour note. I don't want to spoil anything in case any of you haven't watched it or want to watch it. Because I feel like a lot of animes that go dark, they just like kill off all their cast for like trauma's sake, and then there's a sad ending or like bittersweet, and it's like, okay. I mean, it can be a good story, but it gets a bit tiresome when it's like sad ending after sad ending after sad ending. So I'm glad that this one ended on like a semi-good ending. And the plot twist is really, really, really interesting. I feel like you would like it actually, Max.
Just because she pulls out 10 Glocks.
No, because of the little creature and the plot twist
Is that my
surrounding
legacy
it.
now? Little creatures.
No, okay. Well, I don't know how to tell you without spoiling it, but it goes a lot more almost sci-fi, existentially, sort of, down the line.
Okay.
And it's an interesting art style, because I think they were combining media,
You'll have
like
to send
mixed
it to
media
me.
sort of thing.
You have to send it to me.
Okie dokie.
Because I didn't know how the fuck you spelled what you said. So. I'd just be searching woman with 10 Glocks, and then I'll probably be put on a register somewhere. So.
There you go.
If I'm not already.
Max, what the fuck?
Huh? Guys, it's late. We should probably be
It is.
ending it.
11:11. Yay, make a wish.
It didn't come
Some
true.
of us are in the
No.
later time zone.
We are yeah.
Earlier time zone.
We're
Yeah.
all 11:11. I think you're 10:11 now.
10:11, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the past.
Fuck. Doesn't get any better.
How's it like?
Oh, baby.
Great,
Nice.
great ending.
All right.
All right, let's end it.
Thank you very much for watching. If you joined us
Lovely.
for this campaign discussions, which also turned into, again, as always, philosophical. I can't say the word. Philosophical
Chit-chat.
discourse. Yes. Chit chat, as always. Join us next week. We'll be doing the same. Most likely something else outside of a discussion. Perhaps doing some Minecraft. We will see who is available for it. Our next stream will be Friday if you're watching us live. So join us for that, as Robbie will be DMing Feyre. We may have a few people down, maybe one or two, but we'll see how we end up going. And then after that, we have Sunday, Tuesday are back to normal in terms of what to expect back at the campaign. No more one-shots. We are going straight into it this year with some more campaign goodness. So all of that to look forward to. But until then, get some sleep, stay hydrated, don't smoke vapes, try out Pathfinder. What else did we talk about? Propaganda can be good.
Yes.
Tanglocks.
Play Blood Hunters.
Blood Hunters.
And watch Barbie movies.
Barbie movies.
And Ghibli.
Yes.
Ghibli.
And K-pop
Ghibli.
Demon Hunters.
Anti-war.
And
K-pop Demon Hunters one shot when.
Fuck capitalism.
Yeah, always fuck capitalism. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good end.
Yes. Very good. All right. Well, make sure to follow us on social media
I
for
was
all
literally
of
just
the
going to press end.
updates. Oh, okay. End it.
Social media.
Social media.